do more things from those formations.
It is not a bad turf, even though it's a natural turf, but it has been raining for about the last hour and a half. Temperature 60, humidity, don't believe that. Call it 99% because it has been raining. Del Greco, the kicker for Green Bay, meaning, of course, that the Rams won the toss, and they cannot allow the Packers to get into the upset mode that they allowed the Atlanta Falcons to a week ago. Here's the kick. Taken on the far side of the field by Ron Brown. He breaks out. He's an Olympic sprinter. It's over. A 98-yarder. Brown had an 89-yarder against the Giants and didn't score. Today, the Rams strike first and for a bunch.
Here it is. It doesn't look like much initially, Tom. He just tucks it away nicely and starts straight upfield. Gets a block from Gooman at 44 right there. Finds the crack. Jane McDonald at 83 gets a block, and there it is. And you don't catch this guy from behind. One missed tackle. The kicker comes over, Del Greco, but he's not going to make the play. Tom, there's only been 3 kickoff return for touchdowns in 1,151 returns. That's a real great play.
And that is a world-class sprinter you're looking at. He has run the 60 in 6.07. He did 98 in a heck of a fast time, too. Lansford trying for the extra point. He probably wasn't even ready to come off the bench yet. Dills is the holder, the backup quarterback. Hello, Rams. They've had 67,000 in this stadium, but probably because of the rain and all, they're probably about 45 to 50. But they really came to their feet early.
Holy mackerel. I was looking down, and all of a sudden, he was in the open.
And the Packers have pretty good special team play. Forrest Gregg now just must settle down. It's a 7-0 game, but you don't change anything. Here's the offense for the Green Bay Packers. Lynn Dickey, Eddie Lee Ivory, Jerry Ellis is starting there, and he'll go most of the way today. He's a good pass receiver and a good runner, too. Lofton and Epps, one of the fastest men also in the world. Swanky, Moran, Cannon, Hallstrom, Cook, and Paul Kaufman. No longer underrated at tight end, but certainly one of the real good ones around. What a shock. A 98-yard opening return to the kickoff, and the Rams are off to Snyder.
Tom, you know, I've seen that happen many times, or not many times, but times, and I've seen the team come back and win, that the ball was returned against, and I've seen it just ignite an offensive team, and they just keep going the whole ball game. I'm sure you've seen the same thing.
Sure. Ellison and Ellis are back. Ellison will take the kickoff and touch it down. No return now by the Packers, but they'll have first and 10 from the 20, and that offense we gave you for Forrest Gregg's team will come out. And Lynn Dickey can put the lights up, but this is a tough defense. Doug Reed, DeJournay, and Reggie Doss, and look for Bigfoot Harrison to come in there quite often now at defensive end. Boy, quality here. Owens, Eckern, Collins, and Wilcher. Wilcher coming fast, and a great sacker from that outside spot. Green, Irvin, Cromwell, and Johnny Johnson, one of the best secondaries around. But nobody can get streaky and get hot any better than Lynn Dickey when he wants to. Hand off to Ellis. A loss of a yard.
Tom, I read an edge of intensity that didn't exist last week right there on the playing field within the minds of these football players. They're starting to fly around right off the bat.
Finals from the action around this Sunday. Miami beating Buffalo 23-14. Cleveland 24, Cincinnati 6. Cincinnati had the big offense for a while this year. Here you're looking at Lynn Dickey, who had his problems early in the year. Now he's back. We saw him against Minnesota become very effective in a hurry. Inside handoff to Eddie Lee Ivory out of the eye. Ivory almost has a first down. He got about 9 yards.
You know, Tom, people don't give Green Bay credit for being able to run the ball, but this Eddie Lee Ivory can really run, and he's run successfully against the Rams. A year ago, he scored 3 touchdowns running against the Rams in a game that we did in Milwaukee. Good back.
Yeah, we saw him earlier have a 100-yard plus rushing day against the Vikings.
Right.
When he's not broken up, he tears people up. Epps and Lofton, the outside receivers. But inside handoff, Ellis. First down and more. Good-looking trap play. I think Wilcher had to make the tackle.
Very, very quick hitting offensive play. You're going to see right here, the quarterback is going to reverse pivot in hand. Now, you'll have to excuse the little arrow that you see as I put the telestrator needle to the screen.
It's a big back, a 225 pounder.
Yeah, you bet.
And well done up front. This offensive line under Jerry Wampler is really improved, and they go out and grab people. 1st and 10. First pass by Dickey, and he's sacked. I believe Wilcher came from the offside. A fast blitzing linebacker from North Carolina, the man that replaced LT, Lawrence Taylor, at North Carolina.
Mike Wilcher is a linebacker. Will be coming from the right of your screen. He's a good sacking linebacker. He has, I think, 8 or 9 sacks on the year. And last week when we did the ball game, Tom, he was a dominating factor in that first quarter.
Nobody stays in that 3-man front. You usually have at least 4 people coming, and this year about 8 a lot of times. 2nd down at 18. The ball is on the Green Bay 29. Dickey, one-handed catch by Ellis. Out over the 35-yard line before Eckern stops him. Good hands on this running, catching fullback out of Missouri.
Green Bay's gotten going since they put Lynn Dickey into the offense, Tom, when we were doing the ball game against Minnesota. And I think he's regained his mental frame of mind that it takes to be a leading quarterback and a winning quarterback.
He made a few mistakes against the Jets in that loss, and it really got the quarterback down. But he is back now, and I'll tell you, stay in there because this guy can throw it. Dickey back to throw, in and out of Ivory's hands, and pretty well covered at the 43-yard line, too. So the first punt of the day for Green Bay will take place. Bracken, the young kicker that's been with him for a little over 3 weeks. The opening kickoff, run back by Ron Brown of the Los Angeles Rams. 98 yards for a touchdown.
The 4th one return this year. You just don't see that.
And this man can do it too. Henry Ellard, one of the most dangerous return men in football. Bracken is the punter. He's on his own 20. It's a rainy afternoon. Might get away with an average kick. It's bouncing at the Ram 30 and going to take a Packer roll to about the 23-yard line. 42-yard punt, no return. Here's the Rams offense. Dieter Brock, he says that he had a bad throwing game against Atlanta. We all knew that, but he says he's fine now. Dickerson yet to really play as he did a year ago. Tony Hunter, Ellard, and Ron Brown, excellent receivers there. Pankey, Hill, Doug Smith, Dennis Harrah, Jackie Slater, and Big Dave Hill at tight end. And there's the 3rd-year coach of the Los Angeles Rams. Playoffs both years. Of course, anticipating one this year.
Tight end at fullback, Tom.
Tight end playing fullback. Gets the block. And Dickerson comes out over the 25-yard line to the 27. Douglas making the tackle.
That's a pretty big fullback when he shifts there. Tight end weighing 255 pounds shift into the fullback position. He'll definitely outweigh most linebackers when he gets after him.
We're talking about David Hill, who was a former Pro Bowler with Detroit and obtained when he was brought into this Southern California climate, has bulked him up a little bit, but he can block. He's back in there again now. The tight end becomes the fullback in the eye. Misdirection fake. Brock throws and hits Brown out over the 44-yard line. A good throw by Dieter Brock, off balance.
He did a nice job of getting that thing off because he was just about to get sacked. You don't want to let this guy catch a ball in the open field very often. Watch the tight end right here, 81, David Hill, shift to the fullback position. Now that really makes it an I formation with a slot set to the left. Now he can block the left linebackers, he can fake as a fullback, and he can get out as he does here as a pass receiver.
Brock's first pass, a 17-yarder to Brown. And that also means that one of the outside receivers has to get up on the line of scrimmage, doesn't it? The toss back on the outside to Dickerson. Eric Dickerson into Green Bay territory to the 47-yard line.
Tom, this is what I was talking about in the open. The Rams have to change up the normal routine of running their offense week in and week out because people are zeroing in on them, and they just can't physically whip them every week. And this, I think, is a sign and a good positive sign for the Rams.
Carricker, Dennis Humphrey, as you saw there. Anderson, Scott, Noble. Oops, fast we're going through them. Cade, Lewis, Murphy, and Flynn. It was Murphy's interception run back that actually upset the Vikings 2 weeks ago. Eric Cruz, inside. Redden slithers and picks up some yardage to the 41-yard line, but the flags are down. Pat Haggerty, the man in charge of the Zebras this afternoon here at Anaheim.
You know, how would you like to have a great back like Barry Redden just taking his turn to play about once every quarter? You know, run the ball, come back out and sit down. He's a real threat. They may plan to use him a little bit more today.
Why, does he run differently?
Offsides. Number 90. Defense. Decline. First down.
He doesn't run differently, but he runs efficiently. He's actually averaging more per carry right now than Dickerson is.
Yeah, but if I had Dickerson, I think I'd start him most games.
Yeah, I would too, but I'd make sure I get this guy the ball.
Ezra Johnson was anticipating and jumped a little early. Brings up a movement of the chains, and the Rams are on the move. They lead 7-0. Opening kickoff run back for 98 yards by Ron Brown. Quick drop. Now he goes to number 2 and 3 and gets it out to the tight end, Tony Hunter. This young tight end has a lot of speed. Be careful with number 87.
You know, he really didn't want to throw the ball to Tony Hunter. He wanted to throw a slat panner downfield on a 3-step drop. Couldn't do it, and he had presence of mind just to let the checkoff man get open and then drop it to him.
Well, one of the problems really with the aerial game for the Rams is they didn't have any short receivers for a while and no layers of different receivers, right?
Yeah, and I think they've changed already, Tom.
Looks like it. Second down and 4. Pick up at 6. Brock looks like he's really in control today. The toss back to Dickerson. Dickerson runs by people, gets to the 33-yard line. Murphy came up. Flynn had a pretty good shot right at the line of scrimmage, but he missed this giant, fast running back named Eric Dickerson. Just give the numbers of his rushing year a year ago. Over 2,000 yards.
You know, that, Tom, that can hurt him, too. Oh, there we go. Chicago out there, still playing well. Huh?
Had a lot of trouble today, 36-0. Detroit and Tampa Bay tied up. That's a big game for Tampa Bay because Detroit's still in the wild card hunt. Miami going to win that one going away. Here's the inside move on 3rd and short by Dickerson. Looks like the...
Tom, what I was beginning to say there is when a team runs the ball real well in the off-season, other people really study them if they have them on the schedule, and they're better prepared to defense them that next season. And the other thing that happens, they steal what you run real well, and then when the Rams run it, other teams have already run it before they have, and it's not a surprise to that defense.
The offensive line for the Rams is large and big. This is the first time we've seen them in a while where they're coming straight off and trying to blow people off the line of scrimmage, maybe.
They're definitely getting after it.
All right, just short of the 30-yard line of Green Bay. It's the 1st and 10 toss to Dickerson. Dickerson with a good flow this time. The blocking pattern gets it inside the 25 to the 24. And does he get in behind the blockers and glide?
It's a great example of zone blocking here with the offensive linemen. Watch these big linemen right here come off on a course and block these 2 inside people. Now watch them. Don't come off the ball straight. See them come off on a course. The tackle will try to get off in that linebacker. They've walled the defense off nicely, and Eric slips outside.
A pickup of 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Good offensive play. The line coming off, as we said, and banging people. 2nd down, 3. Quick drop. Brock he gets it off. Oh! In and out of the hands of Henry Ellert, and he was open. You people that have been watching Washington and Pittsburgh play, and Pittsburgh lost that game to a Washington team that's coming back under young quarterback Schrader. Welcome to this game. Ron Brown took the opening kickoff for the Rams and went 98 yards in just about 9.8 seconds. And it's Green Bay has turned the ball over after their first possession, and the Rams are driving now. Dickerson with 25 yards on 5 carries. You saw the numbers on Peter Brock, the 34-year-old rookie. 3rd and 3. Back to Dickerson. Outside, got a good block by David Hill. Following his blocking very well today. There are flags down at about the 32-yard line. Dickerson looks like he likes the off track.
I'll tell you this, too, Tom. They're running a little more to the left than they did last week already early in the ballgame.
It's against the Los Angeles Rams, and Haggerty's crew is already walking.
Holding, number 72, offense.
Ken Hill, the Pro Bowl left guard, detected for holding. He has arms about as long as Muhammad Ali. You know, he must have a 75-inch reach.
He does have arms real long, and I've talked to pass rushers. They say they go up to reach and grab him, and he jams with his hands, and their hands are just swinging in the air, trying to reach the guy because his arms are so much longer. Look at those arms on him.
And they're drafting people with long arms. You can see that. 3rd down and 13. The Rams have been off and on sometimes offensively. Let's see if they're on today. We're in the rain in Anaheim. Brock dancing. Flags are down. Great catch by Ellard. Henry Ellard is forced out of bounds about the 20-yard line. The flags were down early. Mike Douglas made the tackle. Ellard make a great catch that time.
The big left tackle, Irv Pinky, number 75, was going to get feet inside, Tom, and he just reached up and grabbed and pulled the guy down to save the quarterback's life. To the left of your screen right here, Irv Pinky. Focus your attention on Big Irv. Now just stay with him. Now you're going to see him get beat inside. Now watch him pull him down right there. Pretty good job, Irv, but you can't bulldog in this league.
I thought they taught sportsmanship at Penn State.
Oh, they do. They do.
I'll tell you one thing. None of the offensive linemen for the Rams have missed a meal. They're the biggest, beefiest bunch I've ever seen. 3rd down and 23. The Ram march backing off just a bit. Going to get a big pass or some kind of a screen by Dieter Brock. Duckworth, Ellard, and Ron Brown. Inside handoff to Dickerson, making 2 people miss him. Now he's tackled at the 39.
That's something else they haven't done. They ran a trap play, pulled the right guard and trapped to the left.
And a little bit of draw action, a very quick draw trap. Here's Hatcher coming in. Young man out of Clemson who has kicked the ball about as high and as well as any punter we've watched all year. And here's a man that can run world-class times, Philip Epps.
He's part of the little people in the National Football League. The emphasis now on the refrigerator and the 300-pounder getting all the publicity. He's just the opposite. He's the tiny guy.
The little freezer. Dale Hatcher now will punt from his own 47-yard line. It has been raining, but not hard enough to perhaps cause a mishandled ball. Let's see. Epps is going to let this one go on by. Heading for the end zone. Let's see. Touchback. The Packers will not get the ball on the 1. They'll get it on the 20. A 38-yard punt, but it comes out to the 20. Rams 7, Green Bay nothing.
The way some people tell it, now that quotas are off the imports, they're going to drive the American car companies into the ground, put us out of business. Well, I'm happy to say the fastest growing car and truck company in America is American. And I'm even happier to say it's us, Chrysler. The reason? Product. You live or die by it, and we're very much alive. Thanks to you, we're growing faster than anybody else. You responded to front-wheel drive, to convertibles, to turbocharged sports cars. It's an idea the other guys may never catch up to. Minivans that are really family wagons. And you responded to quality. The only quality protected by a 5-year or 50,000-mile plan across the board. If we build it, we back it. Plymouth, Dodge, or Chrysler, car or truck. That's an idea nobody else is willing to step up to. I've been saying we have one ambition at Chrysler. Only one, be the best. Getting a little bigger at the same time, well, that's just a little gravy.
Test pilot Chuck Yeager for AC Delco.
Up here, technology can be fun. Down there, it's a different story. It's where General Motors tests AC Delco parts to make sure they deliver performance and reliability. AC Delco has a full line of parts for most any car or truck, from Delco batteries, Delco shocks, AC fire ring spark plugs, and AC filters. Help your car pass the test. Get the smart parts from AC Delco.
Call 800 AC Delco for a retailer near you.
Tom Brookshire and Dick Vermeil, and no, we're not in Green Bay. We're in Southern California. It's been raining for a couple of hours. It's a natural grass stadium here at Anaheim, and we welcome those that have been watching Atlanta play the Chicago Bears, 36-0. The juggernaut rolls on.
They're the only real dominating football team I've seen on film all year. How about you, Tom?
I think so. They're the only great team, as you tried to talk about. There are a lot of good teams, though. And this team is trailing 7-0 because Ron Brown took the opening kickoff for the Rams, 98 yards for a touchdown. 1st and 10 for Lynn Dickey and the Packers on his own 20. Quick draw back to Ivory. Upended by the Ram linebacker. I believe it was Eckern who got under number 40. Minnesota losing to New Orleans 30-23. The Vikings have fallen on hard times. 35-34, and that one's not over. Looks like a Detroit
points on the board.
Detroit Pistons playing the Nuggets in the NBA on that one today. 2nd down and 7. Number 12, Lynn Dickey. No score yet today for the drive series off the right. Ellis breaks out over the 25 to the 30-yard line. It's going to be close to a 1st down for Green Bay. Johnny Johnson shoved him out.
You're going to see an offensive lineman, number 65, Ron Holstrom, come out of there now, do a nice job. See him coming around. Now, you have to realize that this guy is 285 pounds, and Mel Owens is not nearly that big at number 58 trying to defense him. He is a giant. Big enough to eat hay, Tom, that guy is.
Probably what he does eat. He came in at 287 or something into this league. Talking about Holstrom, you're looking, of course, at the numbers on Ellis. Handled cleanly, but it was a tough attempt over there. Leroy Irvin was dogging Lofton.
Tom, you know, Leroy Irvin, in talking with him in preparation of playing pass defense on James Lofton. Oh, look at Forrest there. I wonder what he's thinking, huh? Oh,
he looks like a man
express his feelings right there.
Man for the Northwoods.
Here's Leroy Irvin. He was saying, you know, the coaches are really uptight about me defending Lofton. He said you'd think they had to line up and play him. They were so nervous.
You can't have too many people covering him. He was a 27-foot long jumper at Stanford. 2nd down and 10 facing Dickey. The blitz is on. Wiltshire gets Dickey. Let's see if he was called in the grasp. He tried to get the ball to X. Boy, Wiltshire, number 54, came with a blast.
You're going to see Wiltshire come from the right side of your screen. Focus your attention there. He appears. There he is, coming around. Number 54, coming around behind the quarterback. Gets him, pulls him down. He's in the grasp. This Wiltshire, starting out like he did last week, dominating defense in the 1st quarter.
2nd sack of the day, both by Wiltshire.
I think he is a candidate for the Pro Bowl this year in the basis of the times that I have seen him play.
3rd down and 17. The Rams love this situation. Let's see if Dickey does out of the shotgun. Looks like he might be changing the play. Bernard is in the inside handoff. Ivory to the 30-yard line. Good defense, and here comes the punting team off. The Rams have held.
Tom, neither team appears to want to really throw the ball in the obvious 3rd and long situation. Last series, the Rams ran the trap play with Dickerson. This series, they run the deep draw out of the shotgun.
Don Bracken. The first punt was 42 yards. He's kicking. You can see him throwing the towel away. He's from Michigan, but he hasn't been in the Packer uniform a long time.
And he better punt the ball efficiently against Eller. Eller will put it down the end zone.
Oh, this is a good kick. He may have outkicked his coverage. Let's see, Ellert at the 23. He's got a shot. He almost got to the corner. He run out of bounds on good coverage by the Packers at the 31. A 48-yard punt, a 9-yard return. It's 7-0 Los Angeles.
My travels around the world, I found no 2 countries alike, no 2 governments alike. There's a lot for governments to disagree on. But 31 governments have found at least one thing they can agree on: the power of Sperry computer systems to make government manageable. Now, if 31 countries can agree on that, who knows what else?
ride is back with versatile Plymouth Voyager. Car-like handling, front-wheel drive, 550 protection plan. Plymouth, the best is born in America again.
Out on the town, flying around, pizzas disappear. Now you're talking Friday night, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Stroh Light, smooth, refreshing, less filling.
Now you're talking Stroh's, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Little over 3 minutes left in the first quarter of this game between the Packers and the Rams, and boy, interesting stats between 84 and 85 in that rushing game.
Well, it is down, but I really believe it's not the fault of Eric Dickerson. He missed training camp, and that can't help him. But I do believe the Rams have to vary their running attack now. Other people did a great job, as we said earlier, preparing in the offseason to stop him. Then they stole the good runs, and other people are running them, so they're not surprised. Their defenses aren't surprised when the Rams run it.
They only had 42 offensive plays the last week in losing to Atlanta. You've got to have the ball in his hands more than 16 times. Hill, the tight end, shifts back into the I formation for Los Angeles. Hand off to Dickerson. Behind Hill's block. Hill got a good block, and Dickerson gets to the 38. This is the Ram version of the refrigerator or
Take a look
icebox
at the big
or whatever.
offensive tackle and big offensive guard now coming off nicely and getting good movement on the defense. Watch him, because see, they're getting movement there. Carricker does a pretty good job of straightening up, but he can't get disengaged. Nice block by the tight end, and here goes Dickerson for a nice game.
And Dickerson doesn't need a lot. Remember, it is raining, and it's a steady rain. But after a while, it makes you wonder if your hands are good or not. We might get some turnovers. Toss to Dickerson. Good tackle. Ezra Johnson, number 90, making a good, solid tackle on Eric Dickerson.
Take a look at the backside of the defense now, opposite the direction of the ball. See, they're going to try to string him out, and he tries to cut back. Now the play will be made from the backside.
Effective Green Bay defense. Remember, they stayed close to Minnesota a couple of weeks ago, got a turnover, a touchdown interception. They end up winning the ball game. And the Rams cannot afford to drop the ball themselves. 3rd down and 3, the quick draw. Dickerson to the 43-yard line. It's going to be enough for a 1st down. What a package he is. What an offensive threat he is, not to have to throw the ball. Robinson can just hand it off to Dickerson rather than float it.
Well, they haven't been real efficient, though. When you stop and look at an offensive team averaging 283 yards per game, you're not going to be a solid playoff team doing that, regardless of how good your defense is. They've got to get more points on the board and more yards.
But that's in the past. What if they come out today and have 300 rushing? 1st down and 10. Dickerson with 43 yards. Outside. David Hill turned into a receiver now, and the blocker, that tight end, gets to the 49 of Green Bay. Noble making a tackle.
Eric Dickerson is not only a runner. Watch him do a nice job now of picking up a linebacker or someone coming off. I'm not sure. It's the linebacker. Now watch it. Boom. Not good for him. Head up, shoulders there. He's still battling him. Stop him from getting there, Tom.
Short of a 1st down. It's going to be 2nd down and 2. Dickerson looks like he might be on a roll. He did not come back till the 3rd game of the season for the Rams against Seattle. You can't miss training camp. At least that's the way all coaches feel, I know. Dickerson ducks inside, fumbles the football. I believe Green Bay's got it. Dickerson coughs it up, and Mike Douglas recovered it.
It's just the old I formation slant. He hands it off to his left, gets it back to him deep. The linemen are coming off nicely. He has time to tuck it away cleanly. He's got it in his left arm. I can't see what happened. The defensive end, Ezra Johnson, I think right there, knocked it out with his left shoulder.
Remember, the Rams had 5 turnovers against Atlanta last week. 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and they lose. Turnovers are so important. 1st and 10 now for Lynn Dickey and the Packers. You can see their defense is number one in forcing and recovery. Good catch by Kaufman inside the 35 to the 32. That ball is getting hard to throw. There's a couple of wobbly ones in a row by Dickey.
Here's a guy. This guy is really a player. He is a real achiever. Been in the Pro Bowl the last 3 years in a row. He's caught 32 balls already. He averages a touchdown pass every 8th reception. He's a player. That time they just hit the zone with him, froze the linebackers with an action fake inside, Tom, then hit him up the seam.
That was the closing play of the last play of the first quarter, that 19-yard reception by Kaufman. It's 7-0 Rams. Wow, kick off on the opening run back.
Hello, I'm Frank Bartles, and that is Ed James with the turkey. Ed is the one with the hat. Anyway, well, many of you know the Bartles and James Premium Wine Cooler is an excellent refreshment. Ed's taste tests have shown that it is also perfect with food. In fact, the foods which go best with Bartles and James are turkey and cranberry sauce in that order. Do not know why he wanted me to mention that, but perhaps someday it will come in handy. Thank you for your support.
Introducing the amazing Minolta Maxim, the world's easiest SLR, because it alone has built-in automatic focusing. Look, Maxim's autofocus lets you get perfect shots. Can even focus. Change lenses. Maxim again gets the shots that used to get away.
Only the human eye focuses faster.
Minolta Maxim.
Only from the mind of Minolta. Recently, the $12,000 Chrysler LeBaron GTS challenged the 528E to a high-performance duel. In crucial tests, the LeBaron GTS beat the legendary BMW, and it will keep on beating BMW.
Now get 8.6 financing or $500 cash back.
Could anything have prevented what happened to this woman, and this woman, and this woman? Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.
Rams with a 7-0 advantage after one period over Green Bay. Right now, the Packers are driving. It's 1st and 10 for Dickey in the offense at the 33-yard line of Los Angeles. Ivory chased. Ivory dragging people, still on his feet to the 31.5. For those of you that might have missed it, and we almost did ourselves, Ron Brown took the opening kickoff. And this is what happened.
Gets some nice blocks up there front in the wedge. James McDonald, 83, gets a screen block. And there it is, Tom. And you're not going to catch this guy from behind. You have to remember this guy was in the Olympic Games.
And we were talking how very few kickoffs are run back for touchdowns, and he did it.
There were 3 coming into this ball game.
Green Bay now with a good drive going, 2nd down 9. Dickey with a screen to the right. This is Ellis. Good defensive play by the linebacker Eckerd. And Eckerd gets flagged. It's going to be beyond that restraining white line. He took Ellis and threw him into the orchestra.
He is an intense player. Actually, I think it was really good defense, but he just carried his emotion a little too far in making the play. It's a screen pass, fullback. Check him out there, coming out of the middle of the screen, 31. He's got the ball. Eckerd moving inside out. He's got him out of bounds. Stop, Carl. Oh, he didn't do it.
Takedown, Eckerd. He is the overachiever. And I guess any coach, Dick, you would know, you'd rather have about 45 overachievers than a bunch of potential people that never quite make it. Eh?
No question about it.
1st and 10 now. Good drive. Penalty packed on. The defense is in pretty good shape. Ball's on the 15. Dickey going across the middle, underthrowing badly. Trying to get it to Lofton. But Gary Green was really in pretty good shape.
This secondary of the Rams were looking forward to playing pass defense on the likes of James Lofton and Phil Epstein, because they felt if they could do a good job of defensing the passes thrown to those guys, as corners, that's a feather in their cap.
And boy, these are good corners, and the safety men are good, and they're good tacklers. And remember, the Packers beat the Giants the 2nd game of the season, and the Giants have a pretty good country defense. 2nd down and 10. Dickey to Kaufman. Kaufman scores, standing up. There's some tackling you're going to want to see again because nobody left their feet in the Ram secondary. A 15-yard touchdown pass. Dickey to Kaufman.
Kaufman is lined up to the right of your screen right here and comes across the formation. There's a slot formation to the left of your screen. Now see him coming across underneath. There it is. The defense was a man coverage apparently, and it looked like it should have been being covered from the inside out rather than the outside in.
Shades of Ron Kramer at Green Bay. This Kaufman is really sub-tight end. Del Greco now kicking. Jim Zorn, the left-handed quarterback, is the holder. It's left. Kick is good, too. 52 yards in 5 plays, a 50-yard touchdown pass from a walk-on at Kansas State. Guess what? We got a tie ball game, 7-7.
The ancients called diamonds splinters of stars. The error is understandable. Kings fought for them. Empires fell because of them. Of course, we're above all that. The Greeks believed the fire of a diamond reflected the constant flame of love. As you can see, nothing has changed. Give her a quality diamond of a carat or more. Man's most brilliant tribute to a woman.
Hamburger places think they can become chicken experts overnight. And even though they may make chicken nuggets, it's not that easy to get chicken right.
At Kentucky Fried Chicken, our nuggets have our secret blend of 11 herbs and spices, so they taste great. In fact, people who said they've ever tried Kentucky nuggets and McDonald's chicken nuggets rated ours higher on taste. So try the nuggets from the chicken experts. Anyone else could be just winging it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken, we do chicken right.
When the Pennzoil people came to me and said they were introducing Pennzoil in a new plastic bottle, I took it personally. This old Pennzoil can and I have a lot of history. Ernie, they said, you'll like it. The tractor will like it. Same Pennzoil, new package. It's easy to get a grip on, and it's easy to pour. So I tried it. And you know what? Ernie likes it.
Pennzoil. Now there's a choice.
Ernie likes it.
Number 1, Georgia Tech takes on number 2, Michigan. The road starts here next Saturday on CBS Sports.
You're looking at Kaufman after his 6th touchdown reception of the year.
This guy catches a lot of touchdown passes. I think I made the comment earlier in the game time that he averages a touchdown reception every 8th reception in his career, not just, this year. He is a productive football player.
That's a Green Bay beard. It looks like Fuzzy Thurston, the old guard. That's the way he could shave, and in 5 minutes he needed another one. Here's Del Greco's kickoff. A little bit short. Ron Brown has it at the 15. Brown, he read it back 98. He's got it. He's got another one. Ron Brown, it'll be 85 yards, 86 yards. And I think Timmy Brown of the Eagles is the only person ever to run back 2 kickoffs on the same day for touchdowns.
What they did differently this time, instead of going straight upfield, watch him put it away. Now watch him break away from the wedge to the left. And the wedge is moved over. And the defense had constricted over there, and here he is back out in the open again. I don't know if I have ever seen 2 kickoff returns in the same game for a touchdown by the same return man.
I saw him by Timmy Brown against Cleveland so many years ago, I'm afraid to tell you.
I was going to say, was that about 1936?
You know what, though? You can't draft speed, can you, or teach speed.
No, you
he
can't
has
teach
blinding speed, and that's one of the great trades that Faulkner and Robinson and company came up with. Here's Lansford's extra point kick. What an offense. Ron Brown on kickoff returns. All 14 points. And remember, Green Bay's touchdown was set up when Eric Dickerson fumbled during a Los Angeles drive. Obtained from Cleveland. They picked up some real good players. Gary Green they picked up. They picked up Dave Hill from Detroit. The other side now, Forrest Gregg is going to get serious about this thing. What's going on? We're going to go back to our New York news studio for a special CBS update. Stay with us.
This is a CBS News special report. From Washington, here is CBS News correspondent Bob Schieffer.
Good afternoon again. Some more details have come in on the storming of the hijacked Egyptian airliner by Egyptian commandos on the island of Malta. The commandos stormed the aircraft about 2 hours ago, blew 2 doors off the plane as they forced their way inside, fired 7 shots, and apparently killed the 3 hijackers. But there were also many casualties among the passengers. The first reports say that 12 people were seriously injured. 20 more were less seriously injured when the commandos stormed on board. Earlier, there were reports that 1 American woman had been killed by the hijackers and 2 other Americans were injured. One of the Americans, Scott Baker, was not seriously hurt, we're told. Earlier today, before dawn, 11 passengers were allowed to leave the plane. 6 other people who received wounds of various kinds were also taken off. All this began yesterday, of course, when the Egyptian airliner flying out of the Athens airport and bound for Cairo was hijacked by people who said they represented something called the Egyptian Revolution, a group that apparently opposes the Egyptian-Israeli peace treaty. They forced the plane to land on Malta. The drama, to repeat, is now ended, apparently, as Egyptian commandos stormed the aircraft and killed the hijackers, but in the process, at least 32 other people were also wounded, many of them seriously. More details as they occur. This is Bob Schieffer, CBS News, Washington.
This has been a CBS News special report.
Tom Brookshire and Dick Vermeil back at Anaheim Stadium. The Rams had a pretty good kickoff return by Ellerson, the rookie for Green Bay. He brought it out for, I think, to the 35-yard line. 28-yard return. Dickey's first pass was overthrown, intended for Epps. And you are sitting right with us when it's 2nd and 10 in the rain. And you don't see much rain at this time of the year in Southern California, do you, Dick Vermeil?
Well, it's just getting started, Tom. Just getting started. It's been raining up in Northern California for a few days.
Good for the wine country.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 from the 35. Dickey, straight drop. He's got time. Complete to Ellis. Looks like it's enough almost for a first down at the 45-yard line. Jim Collins nailing number 31. Tampa Bay 19-16, an overtimer. Boy, that hurts Detroit's wild card chances. Flashed by them, 37-35. Houston over San
That's a big
Diego.
win for Houston.
This is not a choir. They're just in rain gear, that's all. First down. The Jets 16, New England 13. A 33-yard field goal in overtime by Pat Leahy, and Joe Walton's team moves to the top of the AFC East.
They might be the best AFC team, really. You know,
Marcus Allen has gone coast to coast. Denver scored first, and that's just north of here about 45 minutes, and that's all tied up. We have Rams 14, Green Bay 7 here. Ellis trying to sweep. Maybe he gets a yard. Good defense. Collins making good play over there again.
Really a nice play by Dennis Harrison, number 68. The big defensive end here's taking on a block and working inside out. Did a real nice job. Now watch him. See, butt him right there. Now look him work it inside out. Good job by a defensive lineman. It didn't allow him to turn up and allowed the linebackers to get there and make the play, Tom.
Dennis Harrison played for you at Philadelphia, is a Pro Bowler. He's a mammoth person at 6 foot 8.5, 200 and what's he weighing? 282?
About 285. The field tilts to his side when he gets lined up.
2nd down and 9. Another good acquisition by the Rams a few weeks ago. 2nd and 9. The screen is set up. Ellis has it this time outside the linebackers, but good recovery by number 50, Jimmy Collins. A gain of about 2 is all. Philadelphia with a field goal edge over Dallas, 10-7. Hunter for Philadelphia with 76 yards. St. Louis, 3-0 over the Giants. But that is early.
Tom, you know, the meeting that the Rams held as a squad this week without coaches, Dennis Harris organized, the offensive captain, I think it's helped them.
You like team meetings?
Not really. I don't like them unless the coach is involved in running it. But he said they just talked about what they hadn't been doing and what they better get doing.
The teams I played on, the guys that got up and did all the talking at team meetings weren't playing very well. 3rd down and 7. Dickey out in the flat. Try by Eddie Lee Ivory, but it was low. And that ball is just a little bit slippery, even though it's changed for every snap. Dickey a little bit down in the dumps, walking off. Don Bracken comes in. And you know how these punters are. They have 2 suitcases packed at home, an A bag and a B bag. One for the Northern Division, one for the Southern. Deep, of course, Henry Ellard and Johnny Johnson.
What a great return team. You punt the ball improperly to Ellard, and he'll put it down in the end zone.
Great punt by Bracken. Letting it hit now is Johnny Johnson. Wow. There's a flag at midfield. The ball was downed on the 1. Let's see if his feet were in the end zone for a touchback. They're going to call it a touchback, but Haggerty has a flag at the 49.
An eligible man downfield, number 91.
An eligible man downfield. That was a touchback. So the Rams will get the ball on the 20. Let's see if they want to make the young man, number 17, repunt it. Looks like the offense is going to stay on the field. Dickerson and his band of blockers just came on the field, so Bracken is going to be told.
Brian Noble was the guy that covered too soon. Young player, top pick from San Diego State, playing in starting linebacker, Tom, for Green Bay. You know, he's from Anaheim High School right here in the area and played at Fullerton Junior College right next to the stadium.
14-7. Hang in there, will you?
Friday, Virginia tries to block Maryland's bid for an undisputed ACC title. Saturday, Notre Dame takes on 4th-ranked Miami on CBS Sports.
I'm John Anderson of the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are a unique franchise in the National Football League with a long winning tradition. What's unique about our team, though, is that we're owned by the people of Green Bay. And it's that local ownership and involvement that's made us winners. And it's that same personal involvement and sense of ownership that's made United Way a winner in cities and towns all across America. And that's what these folks are a part of. This is a budgeting and allocations committee at work here in Green Bay. And I know it works because this is my wife, Susan, and she's also a United Way volunteer.
And that's what all these folks are, volunteers. Today in our complex society, we all want to give, but the tough questions are who to give to and how to give. Here, people from our community plan strategies, they solve problems, and they get help to the people who need it most.
The United Way is working here in Green Bay, and it's working in your town, too.
Because thanks to you, it works for all of us. The United Way.
This message furnished for the National Football League.
Tom Brookshire with Dick Vermeil. 11:16 left in this second quarter of play. A 14-7 Ram lead on 2 kickoff returns by Ron Brown. Peter Brock brings them out. Barry Redmond Dickerson, 2 backs in there. Redmond's the fullback. 1st and 10 from the 20. The toss to the left by Dickerson.
Eric Dickerson.
A couple of yards picked up as Charlie Martin made a good recovery tackle. Don't forget Thanksgiving Day, and boy, that's a day for all of us to think seriously about how lucky we are in this country of ours. It starts with the NFL today, and then the Cardinals against the Cowboys. That's live, 3:30 Eastern Time. Explosive Cardinals and the Cowboys always getting that Thanksgiving Day game and then a 10-day rest before the stretch run. It's an amazing organization. Peter Brock, number 5, bringing them out. 2nd down and 7. Brock, 3 of 4 is now 4 of 5. Dickerson to the 30 and pretty close to a first.
You know, Dickerson says he wouldn't mind catching more footballs and not just run the ball out of the backfield. He'd like to catch a few more. He got his request right there, Tom.
Yeah, he ought to just keep running, though. At the price they're paying him, it's not for him to argue, I don't think. The greatest rusher of all time. In total yards, he broke O.J. Simpson's record a year ago. This year, he's had quite a holdout, and it's hard to replace training camp. Dickerson and Gooman is in now, the former Penn Stater. 3rd and inches. Brock for the 1st down.
Peter Brock's kidney stone operation must be healed. He just ran a quarterback sneak right in there.
Yeah, he's well, and we were talking to him. They say it's the most painful thing other than having a baby and a cardiac arrest you can have.
Really?
Peter said, well, I've never had a child, so I'll take your word for it. But it is painful. A kidney stone that won't pass is, you have to go in there, and they used a 6-inch incision to get it out, but he's back in a week, and he's working at it. Dallas on top of Philadelphia, 14-10 now. Danny White to Cosby for a touchdown. Brock has all day to find Hill in the right flat. The tight end gets to the 34-yard line and is piled up. Noble making another tackle, your young man from Arizona State.
Yes, I said San Diego State. I meant Arizona State. You know, that this big Hill, look how big this guy is. And when you say he's a tight end, it looks like he ought to be playing one position removed inside there at that tackle spot. But he is a great blocking tight end. And they only throw to him on the little layoffs, checkdowns, and that kind of stuff.
He's caught a couple today already, and Brock looked to him, and Dieter Brock had a lot of time. That is not good. 2nd down and 7. Brock back to throw again. Sidearms it and finds Duckworth. He steps out at the 47-yard line. Mark Murphy escorted 82 out.
It's just a little play-action pass out of the I formation. They have 3 wide receivers in the ball game. A little change-up. They used to do that on 3rd down. Just a nice little out pattern. There was a man in the slot that went deep. Mosi Cade, number 24, was just playing real soft. And I'd play soft on that guy, too. He averages an awful lot per catch.
He was obtained from San Diego. Well, I'll tell you, they've got some skilled people obtained on this new Johnny Robinson Ram team. I formation. Hill is the fullback, and Dickerson the runner. Good defense. Short of midfield is about the 47-yard line. Mike Douglas making the tackle.
The Rams are staying with that 3 wide receiver formation and an I formation, which is not real difficult to defense, but it is different than what they've been doing with the 1 back attack and the 2 big tight ends and the 2 wide receivers in the ball game.
Dickerson at 220, 6'3". He ran a 9.400 in high school down in Sealy, Texas. Dickerson has 51 yards on 12 carries. Here's the play-action pass. Brock is chasing, gets away now. Throws a wobbler that is almost picked off by number 26, intended for Duckworth. Lewis had a pretty good shot, and I think Duckworth might have grabbed him.
Did you see the shot that Brock took by Charles Martin, number 94? Follow the quarterback, number 5, as he moves off to the left of your screen. Here he's being flushed outside. Now watch the shot as he flushes here. He clears this. Here comes Charles Martin. Boom! Oh, a little lower, it would have been right on that 6-inch scar.
Lewis made a good play on the ball, and luckily Duckworth knocked it off, and you're right. The thing about number 5 is he will stand in there and make the throw and take it.
Tom, he's tough.
3rd down and 6. Dieter Brock is up and healthy after that shot. And he's back to pass again. Sidearms it complete. Inside the 50. It's going to be short of a 1st down. Ron Brown making the reception. He's closely covered there by Hayes. It'll bring up the punting situation.
Green Bay secondary is doing a good job of taking the things away downfield and making them throw that shorter stuff. Therefore, they're not getting the 1st down.
Hatcher, the rookie out of Clemson, back to kick. And, of course, Epps to return at his own 10. Well, we've got some burners in this ballgame.
We could field a professional track team with the guys out here, huh?
How about a 400-meter relay? Would we have a few dashers?
Yeah. They'd probably get a raise in salary, too, wouldn't it?
Here's the punt. This is a great kick. Good hang time. Let's see if Epps lets it go, or he doesn't touch it, and the Rams are going to have Green Bay locked up deep in its own territory. 6:57 left before halftime. It's 14-7.
Rise and shine, catch the line, catch the limit here. Now you're talking fishing, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Now you're talking Stroh's, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Announcing the 1986 Eldorado, the free-spirited Cadillac. a special reflection of you. Our most advanced functional electronics ever. Totally new Cadillac luxury and technology. A driver's car. The 1986 Cadillac Eldorado. Imaginatively new. Decidedly Cadillac. Drive the 1986 Eldorado. Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
Look what just popped up. The new Sony Handycam. A video camera recorder that sees and hears every move. Just point and shoot and catch all the fun. It's so tiny it fits in one hand. The new Sony Handycam. Where will it pop up next?
Sunday.
Where are you taking me?
To the races to track down a killer.
You catch on too good.
But the odds are against Jesse, Jack Carter, Norman Bell, Murder, She Wrote.
The NFL ranking on coverage, look at this for the Rams. They're number 1 on punt coverage, number 2 on punts inside the 20, and I guarantee you they're number 1 on kickoff coverage and kickoff returns.
Yeah, they really have. Gil Haskell, the special teams coach for the Rams, has done an exceptionally fine job. He came out of high school coaching in Northern California.
The ball is on the 3.5-yard line. 1st and 10, a long way to go. For Dickey and the Packers, they trail 14-7. Out of the end zone, Dickey for Lofton, he has it. Breaks away to the 22, Nolan Cromwell getting a tackle. But James Lofton almost went all the way with a touchdown
Focus your attention on the fullback as the quarterback makes a quick fake to him to freeze the linebackers. Now see it freeze the linebackers right in there. Now that allows him to get that throwing lane in there. He gets it. Ball not throwing real well, but Lofton being able to turn around and make the play. Great receiver.
Boy, you can't miss a tackle on him, or you can line up for the extra point. Ellis to the 25-yard line. Pardon me, that was Eddie Lee Ivory, number 40. Strong running back. I had the misfortune of watching him go down against the Bears 2 opening days in a row, I believe.
Yeah.
Earlier in his career, but he's healthy this year. 30 yards on 8 carries.
He's had a couple knee operations, but he's evidently had good surgery, done by competent doctors, and good rehabilitation.
2nd down and 8. Nothing like that rehab. The double toss is knocked away. Let's see if the Rams are going to call it a forward pass attempt and call it an incomplete forward pass by Dickey.
I think Mike Wilcher caused a little problem there. Take a look at number 54 here, the linebacker. I think it's a broken play within the line of scrimmage offensively. Now, see, the left guard went the other way, running back. It looks like Dickey was really confused as to what the heck to do with the ball. And he said, hey, I don't want it. You take it.
The main thing was the ball did go forward.
Yes.
So it was considered a pass. If that had been lateral or back away, they could have recovered at least for possession. The Packers could. Tell you, Forrest Gregg, he wants an explanation. And he is an intense human being. He's also big and angry right now. 3rd down and 8. Lynn Dickey, healthy today. In the rain. And Lofton is outside receiving. Dickey to Kaufman. 1st down and out to the 39-yard line.
He's so valuable in those possession downs, getting the ball in between linebackers. Plus, he can catch the ball in the crowd. Here he is coming off the line of scrimmage right here. Now, watch him work down there. Of course, that should be easy with no one on you, but that linebacker right there has got to chuck him within that 5-yard zone, and he always makes the catch. You know, I don't think I've ever seen the guy really cough the ball up.
And against very good linebackers. These guys, Eckert and those people, Owens, are very good at recovering and all. Wilcher, Collins, Eckert, and Owens, a good group of 4 there. 14-yard pass completion. 1st down, he's got a lot of time. And misses Kaufman, and it's knocked away. Good defensive play by Leroy Irvin.
Leroy Irvin does a real good job here. No, Tom, it looks like they had 2 receivers in the same area of the field, and they do. See the 2 white jerseys to the left of your screen? The offense actually helped the defense that pattern.
You think Kaufman maybe dragged his pattern a little too deep?
I don't know. It appeared to me to be a breakdown in the design of the pattern, or somebody just made a mental mistake in running the pattern.
Second down and 10. Packers took over on their 3.5-yard line and have driven it right out. Good pass play. Great drop back. Here comes the blitz. Dickey gets hit, but gets it off. Intended for Lofton. Urban had him covered. And the ball had a hang time of about 5.
He got rid of it, but he had just way too much heat to really throw the ball efficiently. Leroy Urban was doing a real nice job on Lofton downfield.
Jeter came on the pass rush, and Wiltshire. I think Dickey was probably lucky to get it off. It'll be third down and 10. Denver 14-7 over the Raiders now as Elway has hit Wilhite for a touchdown. 24-6 a final. Cleveland. Well, they're playing good defense too. The shotgun for Green Bay on third down and 10. Bernard is in.
They're coming after him, Tom.
He gets it off right in the face of the blitz, and it's underthrown.
Vince Newsom, number 22, and Lynn had to throw and duck at the same time, and it's really tough to do that. They're really forcing these receivers tightly on the line of scrimmage. Watch right here as he works here, not letting them off the line of scrimmage cleanly. See, boom, chuck him right there. There's coming over to get help. I think, though, you better make better contact than that, or you're going to get beat deep if that rush doesn't get there.
Bracken back to punt. 3 punts, 47-yard average, 52. Takes his time, kicks a low kick. This should be returned by Ellard at the 19. Ellard to the 34.5-yard line. No flags are down. Good return. Boy, special teams are exciting. It's 14-7.
I thought safety belts were valuable even before General Motors increased their value with $10,000 worth of life insurance. Now, every new GM car or light truck comes with a 1-year life belt certificate from MIC General, the insurance people at GM, at no extra cost, just for buckling up.
I've always buckled up, but then I guess I've always been the cautious type. See your GM dealer for details, then buckle your life belt.
Now, for the power computer user who demands performance, Radio Shack introduces the Tandy 3000, the more powerful and more affordable IBM PC AT compatible. Here's the power to manage your business, utilize computer networking, or create a multi-user system. The Tandy 3000, the power to put you in command. Tandy, clearly superior, in business for business, only at Radio Shack Computer Centers.
See you later, Marty.
Who's gonna be at the Silver Bullet
I know exactly
tonight?
how it happens. A guy will walk in, handsome, mysterious. He orders a beer. A lady brings it over. They fall madly in love. He sweeps her away, shows her the world, and totally changes her life forever. It happens to people all the time.
Coors Light, please.
I couldn't handle it.
There's no slowing down with the Silver Bullet tonight.
Coors Light beer.
The NFL today goes home with Brent, Irv, and Jimmy. Thanksgiving Day on CBS Sports.
4:35 left before halftime. 1967, Travis Williams for Green Bay ran back 2 kickoffs for touchdowns.
Did he really?
I think it may have been against the Rams.
He ended up with us at the Rams and did the same thing for us, but I don't remember doing 2 in 1 game.
And in 66, Timmy Brown did it for Philadelphia. I think that was against Dallas. This is Dickerson on the run to the 41-yard line and knocked out on the fly. Hit hard there by Charlie Martin. A long way to go from the nose tackle to the outside.
He's a good nose tackle. Donnie Humphrey, number 79, is also a good nose tackle, Tom. I was impressed in watching these nose guards play on film yesterday.
By the way, do you know who the all-time kickoff return leader is for average in the league, in the NFL history?
Who?
Gale Sayers.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Over 30 yards a shot. He can get 30 yards just warming up. Dickerson has 59 yards. This is Gooman getting to the 45-yard line and maybe a headache at the same time. It's enough for a first down. time that a Ram returned a kickoff for a touchdown was by the man that just carried the ball, Mike Gooman. Last year, he went 43 yards with one. Must have been an onside kick.
It was an onside kick, yeah.
But never made it to the promised land. 1st and 10 from the 45. Peter Brock reloads it now and finds Hill, his safety valve, inside Packer territory.
You know, Dieter's doing a lot of 3- and 5-step drop passing, and if he doesn't throw right when he sets up, he's in trouble. Then he starts to look like he's got to get scrambling around there, and he just dumps it off.
Won't you take that, though, a 5-yard gain on the first down, huh?
Yeah, but I'd like to see him get the ball in the hands of those people who run so fast. Duckworth, Brown, and Ellard. Heck with those 280-pound tight ends or whatever they are.
2nd down and 5. Spoken like a true coach. 2nd 5 on the 49. Both Ram touchdown kickoff returns. Misdirection handoff to Dickerson. The All-Pro gets to the 45.5-yard line. Mike Douglas stacking up there.
Dennis Harrer, the big All-Pro guard, number 60. This big guard pulls over here, and he misses his block. And watch his reaction. He's upset. Now watch, he misses his block. Now watch. Oh, we lost him on the screen there. He was mad at himself. He plays with a lot of determination. Very proud guy, and he was upset.
Good defensive play by Douglas, who slipped that block and got in on the tackle. It's 3rd down, and call it a long one. Deep man in the eye gets it. That's Dickerson. 1st down to the 43. Character making the stop.
I think Dennis Harrer got his man this time, the big offensive right guard. Just follow this guy. Here he comes. He's stepping around. Boom! Chop down. That makes up for the one he just missed.
And we can't say enough that the opening kickoff run back for the Rams to give them a 7-0 lead is certainly a nice way to play the first quarter, even the first half. Rams 14-7.
Giving that extra effort makes winners Be All You Can Be, sponsored by the U.S. Army. In 1984, the sack leader among NFL linebackers was number 56, Andre Tippett. The Patriot linebacker possesses speed, strength, and a headstrong tenacity that helps him fight off much larger offensive linemen. Tippett is also a 2nd-degree black belt in karate. And by complementing his unique skills with consistent all-out effort, Andre Tippett has become the best he can be.
Do you have anything in aviation?
The Army's most technical training
Are there any openings in communications?
is also the Army's most popular training.
I'd really like computers.
So it pays to have a reservation.
Electronics.
If you qualify, you can get a guaranteed reservation for the training you want up to 12 months in advance, even if you're still in high school.
We'll see you after graduation.
Find your future in the arms.
Congratulations.
Thanksgiving Day, the NFL Today goes home with Brent, Irv, and Jimmy. Then in Texas, the Cowboys hope to feast on a different type of bird, the St. Louis Cardinals. Next Sunday, the playoff plot thickens as the Vikings and the Eagles duel to remain in the hunt. Then the 49ers and the Redskins will do battle in a game neither team can afford to lose. Get the story on the NFL Today.
Linebacker Noble, number 91, has some Packer backers all the way out here in California.
Yeah, he has about 250 friends that all live in this area at the ball game. They spent $300 alone on Packer T-shirts and hats to come to the game.
They forgot their shirts. If they were in Green Bay right now, they'd have frostbite problems.
Hey, I've seen them take their shirts off in Philadelphia when it's sub-zero.
That's because they have so much antifreeze inside. It's 1st down and 10. Brock is 8 of 10 for 59 yards. Good-looking throw, taken short of the sticks. And the flags are down for unsportsmanlike conduct. Duckworth made the catch. And they're going to get them for spearing him on the ground. Number 37 sort of jumped him, Mark Murphy.
I really didn't see a spear on that time. I saw him get on it. You'll see right in the middle of your screen, Ellard makes the reception. He's going down. Now you're allowed to come over and touch him down, make contact. Oh, yeah, he did it. He got the helmet down. That's a 15-yard personal foul.
Defense, first down.
Now that looks like the Packer teams I recall.
Hey, this Packer defense is playing hard right now. They're really playing hard. The Rams offense really hadn't done that much. The 14 points up there on the board are special team points.
They moved the sticks on that violation called on Murphy. We've told you before, Father Murphy is the one that took the INT back for the touchdown and helped Forrest Gregg's team take care of Minnesota 2 weeks ago.
You were talking about old Packers. There's one of the old Packers right there.
That's right. I think Bart Starr and Nitschke are the only Packers with more playing time service in that great franchise, yes. He played for 14 years. Now he's going to coach him for 14 years. Here's a misdirection handoff to Dickerson. Spilled at the 20-yard line by Mark Murphy. Giants 10-3 over St. Louis. 14-0 Kansas City. That's a TD run by Mike Pruitt. Dallas 14-10 over Philadelphia. It's a bitter battle, and that's also a wild card scrap going on in Dallas. Second down and 8. Malone back. Dickerson. Brock sidearms it, gets it to Hunter at the 15-yard line. He's the big tight end obtained from Buffalo in the Ferragamo trade. And he has speed. He has about everything you would need at that position.
He has everything. That's right, Tom. You know, he's already caught 34 balls coming into this game. And what I like about the guy, he's mobile and he can run as a tight end like a wide receiver runs around. He has that real fluid movement.
Number 1 draft out of Notre Dame with the Buffalo, and suddenly he's playing in Anaheim. Third down and 4. 1:11 on the clock before half. The Rams want more.
Safety blitz, got it.
Brock is sacked at the 26-yard line by Murphy. There's Murph.
He's upset over that penalty got called a little while ago. You'll follow number 37 right here, and he takes it, and they don't pick him up. One too many people to block. There he is. See, all blockers occupied. Get rid of it, Brock. No, he couldn't do it. You have to side adjust that, Tom, and get rid of it right now. Here's the guy that wanted the ball. Here he is. Hunter, look at him. Hey, get me that thing.
That's the gamble this year. We see more and more. People are crowding the line of scrimmage and gambling on the blitz. It's 14-7.
All the right parts in all the right places. Napa's putting smiles on American faces.
Napa means auto parts. So dependable, they may be the best part of your car. More than 100,000 parts for import and domestic vehicles are available through over 6,500 Napa stores all across the country. Or get Napa quality at garages and service outlets where you see the Napa sign. Wherever you go, Napa's the one.
All the right parts in all the right places. Napa.
You probably already know that beer is made from barley. Well, this is what it looks like. Now, most brewers buy their barley. One's different. One brewer grows all its own barley, and has for over 40 years. Now, why is that? I mean, why not just buy the barley? Hey, barley's barley, isn't it?
Introducing 1986 Oldsmobile Toronado. The car that has defined personal luxury coupe for a generation now redefines the category. It is, again, a category of one. There is a special feel in an Oldsmobile.
Tom Brookshire and Dick Vermeil at Anaheim Stadium doing the Rams and the Packer game. We'd like to wish the owner, Georgia Frontiere, a very happy birthday. She had a real good party this week, and she's taken over and stabilized this franchise, and we just want to wish her the best.
Yeah, I tell you, the great morale in this organization right now. You visit here, you get here on Friday mornings and start preparing for the games, you know, looking at films, and everyone's so cooperative.
And that's what winning will do for you. It does make you cooperate a lot. A 40-yard field goal attempt by Lansford with 1:02 on the clock before halftime. Bills is to hold it.
He's 2 for 3 from this distance this year.
Down. It's no good. He pulled it left. And so the Rams still have only 2 touchdown returns by Ron Brown, but they do have a 14-7 lead. Here it's Los Angeles 14, Green Bay 7. Don't forget, Saturday, NCAA basketball returns to CBS Sports with a matchup of the teams ranked number 1 and number 2 in all the preseason polls. Number 1, Georgia Tech against number 2, Michigan in the Tip-Off Classic. Be sure to join Gary Bender and Billy Packer for what should be an outstanding matchup. That's Saturday at 1:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Pacific Time, here on CBS. Boy, how would you like to be told by the pollsters if you're number 1? The screen to the outside to Ellis from Dickey. Ellis gets 1 block, gets out over the 30 to the 32, where he's stopped by Gary Green as the Packers try to hurry up. Timeout for Green Bay. The Rams offense has not accounted for a point.
Well, you know, they were optimistic that they made some adjustments in their offense during the week, and that the variations that they were going to use would be efficient and help them, you know, pick it up. But so far, you have to give credit to the Green Bay defense. They're playing hard.
Well, you know, Forrest Gregg is really only in his 2nd year. He replaced Bart Starr, who was not only a legend as a player and a Hall of Famer, but a friend of his and a teammate in the Hall of Fame and the all Green Bay teams. And I think he really got into it and got his message across to be tough to the Packers about as fast as any coach I've ever seen come in.
Well, you know, he's a naturally intense person. You know, I think he bends the spoon at the breakfast table when he puts in the coffee cup. You know, he starts from the moment he gets going. And I have never seen an intense football team that wasn't coached by an intense coach. You know, and I just think it rubs off through the organization, and he's a demanding guy. And, you know, I had a lot of respect for the job that Bart Starr did.
Oh, of course.
You know, and
no argument
they're different
there.
personalities, that's all.
Forrest told everybody coming out here, he says, sometimes teams go to the West Coast for a holiday. He says, Sunday is a work day for our team, which means you're going to beat on people or he'll run you off. 2nd down and 3. Ball is on the 31. It's the shotgun formation. Dickey overthrowing left, and it's picked off by Johnny Johnson and then fumbled. They're going to call it incomplete. Johnson had it momentarily.
You know, for some reason, Dickey threw that as the receiver was going to run a go pattern, but the receiver ran a post pattern. Here you'll see the entire secondary here playing loose zone in a prevent defense, rushing 4 people now, covering 5 underneath. See, just zone the free safety coming over to the left of your screen, makes the nice interception and drops it on the way down. Did you see what I was talking about, Tom? The receiver went to the post, and Tom threw it over the outside shoulder as if he were going just on the go pattern.
Dickey threw that ball 55 yards, so he'd had a good grip on it. Obviously, his arm is as sharp as ever. It's 3rd down and 3. 2 kickoff returns for the Rams. A good touchdown pass by Dickey. Flags are down. So Dickey may have a free one. Now he's going for Lofton, and Johnson holds on to this one. Let's see what the flags are down about.
Illegal chuck, I think.
Meaning the defense chucked illegally? Pat Haggerty will tell us. Offsides.
Offsides, all right.
What do you say to one of your linemen that lines up offsides?
I can't repeat it.
Instead of a turnover interception, Dickey gets to load it up. And a 1st down.
That would have been Johnny Johnson's 6th pass interception of the year.
Lining up offside, number 77, 1st down.
Number 77, Gary Jeter, the pass rusher. He's a designated pass rusher out here since coming from the New York Giants.
Has been effective, too. He's already, I think, got 5 sacks and quite a few hurries. He's doing a good job.
1st and 10 now. Shotgun on every play by Lynn Dickey. Complete to Lofton. Lofton at the 44. He simply out-jumped the defensive back.
Well, I tell you, that was one beautiful throw. He threw that thing on a clothesline right in between the defenders, and Lofton, with the courage that he has, goes in between those people, catches it, and gets it tucked away in time to hold on to the ball.
You have a good point, though. You know, he will come across the middle, too. For an outside receiver that's so gifted, he'll take the bang. 16 seconds left. Dickey now gets it across the middle. Eddie Lee Ivory has the football to the 20-yard line. Flags are down on the far side of the field. If this is on Los Angeles, Green Bay's in pretty good shape.
Offside. Defense lined up offside.
Now what do you say to your lineman if he lines up offsides twice?
Tom, I'll tell you what I think is happening. Green Bay lines up quite a ways off the ball, the offensive lineman, and the defense is used to lining up in relationship to the offensive lineman, and with the offensive lineman off the ball, they're getting in there too far. Look at John. He's telling Rob talks to you.
What he's probably saying is, right, that you can't line us up offsides. Come on, give us a break.
Yeah.
Can you make sure the offensive line is up on the line? Can you demand that?
Well, they've got to be within a yard of that ball. I know that when having worked with Jerry Wampler, the offensive line coach, on the passing downs, he likes those offensive linemen back off the ball so they can pick up those stunts.
Haggerty now discussing this problem. It's a 24-yard Eddie Lee Ivory reception if it holds up, and it looks like it's going to be. He's speaking with Dickey and the Packers and not talking to the Rams. Usually that's pretty good. They'll have a first down. The clock will stop. Robinson still wants some answers. The Rams have lost 3 of the last 4. Yes, the coach is heated.
What he's trying to get is an explanation.
7 seconds off the clock. There are 9 seconds on our clock. I think John Robinson says you've got to take it back if the penalty holds or if the play's allowed. Johnny Robinson in his 3rd year.
Watch out, Coach. You'll get a 15 on you.
Would you be out there right where he is?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
definitely. I think you deserve an explanation from time to time, you know? If you can question the Pope, why can't you question an official, you know?
It's true. We have press conferences where we openly talk to our president and
yeah,
the head of the papal church and has to answer questions. I guess you could ask an official. Whether or not either team was charged with a timeout, we don't know. We do know it's a 14-7 game. Now, Forrest Gregg is going to make sure that he's not losing this battle of wills, so to speak. Now Haggerty's going over the top to Green Bay.
I've experienced the same thing a few times now. I never won. I never won.
You mean the Zebras win every time?
Never won. Now both coaches are mad.
They've changed the clock. They've got it back to 6 seconds now. It was 9. How many plays will you try? Or will you bring in the field goal kicker right away and take your kick? Looks like Del Greco might be coming in to get the kick. We wish Haggerty would somehow stimulate us with his voice.
37-yard field goal, Tom?
It will be a 37-yard field goal attempt.
He hasn't missed one this year. He's 5 for 6 in his career for Green Bay from this distance.
Call it 38. Jim Zorn is the holder. L.A. is fooling around now, trying to disturb the kicker. Well, he got off a strong kick, and it's good. What a nail just before halftime to take advantage of a couple of offsides and other things and get on the board with a field goal, a 38-yarder. And Forrest Gregg will take them into the halftime warmth and dryness in pretty good shape. Now he's going to tell Del Greco what to do with the kickoff.
Yeah, I think he'll just kick it low on the ground. Don't worry about it.
Well, you don't want to kick it deep to you know who.
I guarantee you. That 3 for 3, that would be really something.
That record might last the rest of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny Robinson still not completely happy with it. Remember, his team came out and won 7 games and had no losses. And then they lost a game.
They lost to the 49ers here. 49ers did an awfully nice job, especially in the first half, of picking a very sound defense.
Then they won. Then they won against New Orleans. Then they've come back to lose and lose. And that's a very desperate situation. And the coach is reacting to that. Don't forget at halftime all the scores of all the games, and what a crazy day it's been. With the NFL Today group back in the studio, Britt and Irv will be there, and we'll be watching along with all of you. Here we've got a 14-10 game and a very exciting game. This young man has taken 2 kickoffs back. Bang, bang. Onside kick taken on the run by Del Greco himself. It had to go 10 yards, or he got a legal kick.
It did go 10. He got it, but it's out of time. Was that clever? I don't know if I've ever seen the kicker recover his own kickoff.
Del Greco tried to break it for a touchdown. He comes from Auburn, where all the good ground gators come from.
Here it is. Look at him. He just hits it with the side of his foot, and he takes off after it. Most kickers I've been around go to get away from that ball, say, hey, it's yours. I don't want any part of that thing.
Look at this. He covers it up pretty well.
He looks like a running back out there.
Tries to make a side move there. He's been looking at those football magazines in training camp where the guys are doing the crossover step for those photographers. Del Greco.
Did he use a straight arm?
Oh, yeah, he tried. The trouble in this league is that if you stick that straight arm out, somebody may feed it to you.
You know, he was a great soccer player in high school, so he can really move around.
They're going to reset the clock to 1 second. This gives Dickey a chance for one of those high...
Yeah. Geronimo type plays, hoping for a tip ball, reception, or a pass interference penalty.
Some of the Packers had already gone into the dressing room, and now they're coming back out of the... Some of the Rams were in the dressing room, too, and they're making them come back.
Oh, my gosh. Gee, guys.
Some of the guys already were eating oranges down there in the dressing room.
Having a Polish sandwich at halftime.
Now they're getting everybody... I don't know if everybody has to be back out to have an illegal play or not. They'll be taking roll call. Anybody that's not here, say aye.
They better count how many guys they have on the field defensively. How many out there? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, they got 11.
We will not try a field goal. Even for Del Greco, this would be beyond his range. It would be about 68 yards. Shotgun and Lynn Dickey. Packers have a lot of momentum, don't they?
They do, and he's laying it up high. Going intercepted.
Lofton and company are down there. It's incomplete. Flags are down at the 4-yard line.
Oh, my gosh.
Hold the phone.
Oh, my gosh. This is becoming a zoo out here. We got a fight on one end and a penalty on the other, Tom.
And some of the players are in the dressing room already. Remember, if it's a defensive penalty, the half cannot end.
What do we got?
We may have one more play for Green Bay.
What do we have here? What do we have? Now there's an argument going down there, Gary Green.
Offensive pass interference.
It's over.
Number 80, the half is over.
Okay.
And now if the players don't go to the wrong dressing rooms, we'll be all right.
Here it is in the middle of your screen. Let's see if we can see the offensive interference. Yes, he runs into those people. See him spread both hands and push the defensive backs? That's not a bad move, really, at that time. What the heck?
Well, I've got a lot more gray hair than when I started about an hour ago. It's Los Angeles 14, Green Bay 10. And we're only halfway home. Better get taped up.
Sponsored by the astonishingly simple new Sony Handycam. All the excitement of video movies now in the palm of your hand. Napa Auto Parts with all the right parts in all the right places. And by Radio Shack, the computer experts.
The Apple IIc is the perfect computer to give your kids.
This should be good. Yeah.
as a result of the raid by Egyptian commandos.
Do we know whether it was the hand grenades that went off, set off by the hijackers, or was it the explosives that when the commandos blew open the doors?
Apparently it was both. The force of the explosion of the hand grenades was quite severe, as described by the government spokesman here. It seriously injured one of the Egyptian troops who did manage to get out, but what apparently took most of the lives, caused most of the casualties, was the fire and smoke that ensued, and according to the Maltese authorities, that was the result of the hand grenades dropped by the hijackers.
Richard Roth reporting from Malta, where at the airport, as the Egyptian commandos ended the hijack drama by raiding the plane, apparently there was a great loss of life, some 50 people killed, according to the Maltese government spokesman. We will have more information for you later, and then later on this evening on the CBS Sunday Night News.
This has been a CBS News special report.
Here in Anaheim, the lights are on, and the Rams have a 14-10 lead.
Twix puts the dig in your gig. It puts the boom into your beat. Puts the rhythm in your feet. Keeps you rocking along. Puts the soul into your song. You can keep on, keep on, keep on, keep on moving with Twix. Chocolate caramel satisfaction. Like Krispy Cookie gets you back in the action.
Nothing two sticks of Twix can't fix.
Foot slip, smack, back in your rap. Keep on, keep on, keep on moving with Twix.
When it's time for fun, take it on the run. Introducing today's Sprint, the import from Chevrolet that loves to run.
Loves to stay, loves to run. Grab a Sprint, share the fun.
Sprint's 3-cylinder overhead cam engine combines extraordinary mileage with zippy performance. And with Sprint's low sticker price, the fun has just begun. Today's Sprint, it loves to run.
Drive today, Chevy. Live today, Chevy. Chevy.
By Today Chevrolet, who invite you to live the style, performance, and fun of Chevrolet in '86. Bud Light, everything else is just a light. And by Hewlett-Packard, the people who turn your business computing problem into a business computing solution.
Tom Brookshire and Dick Vermeil at Anaheim Stadium. It's stopped raining, I think, but it's a dark day. Really looks more like Lambeau Field, where the Packers come from, than Southern California. 2 kickoff returns by Ron Brown, a good drive, and a Kaufman catch for the touchdown for Green Bay, and this happened right before halftime.
Well, actually, the players are off the field at this time.
Right.
And John Robinson was having a little heated dispute with a couple of officials in regard to a timeout called and that kind of thing.
Who was it charged to, huh?
Yeah, who was it charged to? He thought a timeout should have been charged against Green Bay, which they had called.
Of course, that kept him from being with his team for quite a few minutes at halftime. Here's Lansford's kickoff to start the second half. This is Ellison at the goal line. The day of kickoff returns, but not this time. A flag is thrown at the Green Bay 20. Ellison hit very hard. Good coverage by the Rams.
We had a little fisticuffs going on there between a couple players. 99 John Dorsey was getting after it with one of the Ram players. Boy, when you hit somebody with a closed fist into the face mask, that's really got to hurt.
Hard on your fist, not on their face,
That's
right?
what I mean.
Haggerty trying to keep control of this contest, and it's been different. We'll explain some of it later.
Illegal push in the back. Number 91 on the return. First down.
Number 91 on the return was the one that was picked up, but that's Noble. Here are those stats. A lot of completions for Dieter Brock, but not much yardage per pass, huh?
No, they're not getting the ball downfield.
A turnover was the lone Ram turnover in the whole game was a Dickerson fumble. The Packers have the ball on their own 9-yard line. The misdirection draw to Ellis. Nailed at the 10-yard line by Carl Eckert. Setting the tone perhaps for the second half.
Does this guy like to hit you? Now take a look at number 55, play inside linebacker like it ought to be played. Little counter play. Now he picks it up. He moves inside on it. There it is. Now beat him. Boom, right there. Helmet off to one side. Knees bent, shoulders square, put him on his back. Nice job.
2nd down and 9. The ball squarely on the 10. Dickey, high formation. Now Ivory shifts out. Quick draw. Quick trap play, really, with Ellis straight ahead. Man, that hold opened up like something from the Lombardi era.
Tom, that looked like an influence block by the offensive tackle, and they got the defensive lineman. Let me see it here. Now, take a look at the offensive tackle right here and see what he does to the defender. I don't think he really, he influenced him. See that and got him upfield? I thought that's what would happen. It made it look like a trap play. It broke so cleanly.
And it's going to be close to a 1st down. It'll bring up less than a yard if it's not quite there. A good burst by Ellis.
That's really a frustrating technique for a defender to have to defense because, you know, you're all wired up there. You're all ready to go charge and hit that offensive lineman. And he takes you on, then he gives away and lets you fall out on your belly there. And there goes the running back right by you.
And you're making the right read. It's just the wrong play to do it on. Huh? Dickey, number 12, the quarterback.
Where you get nailed on that is if the defense had a slant onto the inside and you turn him loose on the ball carrier.
It was a 1st down. Ball's on the 19. Toss back to Ellis. Good block on the outside. Ellis gets enough for another 1st down, and Eddie Lee Ivory got some block on the linebacker.
When you block Mike Wilcher, you've done a good job as a halfback. Take a look at Eddie Lee Ivory right here. He gets the block. Here he comes. See him? Now watch him. Boom, he gets him cut right there. Nice job, Eddie. Now he's out there running clean. Now it's up to the defense. There's Johnny Johnson, number 20, coming over to get him down. And Gary Ellis is running real well. I guess he remembers being drafted by the Rams here a few years back. He'll let go.
What does it mean that the 49ers are playing on Monday night and they're just sitting up in their own homes, perhaps relaxing and watching the Rams?
Well, I think they'd like to see the Rams defeat.
Reloading is Dickey. They're going to call pass interference as Epps made somebody reach out and grab him. I believe it was Gary Green that had taken the inside fake.
They're going to run a short post and go. Quarterback faked the short post, pumped the ball, then went back to throw it, and Gary Green actually darn near decked the wide receiver. Good call.
Remember, the 49ers came in here and won 28-14 over the Rams. That was 3 weeks ago. And they are only 2 games back. And they're the defending champions. And this is Pat Haggerty, who has had some kind of an afternoon.
He's had a busy day.
Crowd control. They do a tough job when they got to maintain.
Illegal contact. Number 27, defense, 1st down.
Gary Green, illegal contact.
You know, penalties are only up slightly this year, the number of penalties called, but the actual yardage penalized is down.
Especially on pass interference, they're letting them play a little bit like the rule really dictates, and they're down about 30%, I think, aren't they, on pass interference calls? 1st and 10. Dickey with the team at the 35. Toss. Back to Ivory. Ivory goes ahead on his own, cuts back, and is hit at the 41-yard line by Wilcher.
Good job of the defense turning that back inside, and just great running by Eddie Lee Ivory that he made a positive gain out of that thing.
Rambling wreck, eh?
Rambling wreck.
Didn't he have 200 and some odd yards one day for Georgia Tech when he was just a schoolboy?
Tom, it was actually more than that.
Was it?
He ran for 356 yards in 1 game against the Air Force Academy.
It's almost a career for a lot of running backs.
He must have thought he was a pilot up there flying around the field.
2nd down 4. Opening minutes of the 2nd half. The stuttered count. Now the toss back to Ivory. Good defensive play. Johnny Johnson came up and collared him. Maybe a pickup of a couple, but it's short of that 1st.
Johnny Johnson, you know, he's not a really physically big guy, you know, a string bean type guy, but he plays physical football. He's 6'1". They list him at 183. He looks more like a 175-pounder, but he meets the run as a 195, 200-pounder does.
A number 1 draft. A lot of good drafts on this team. Jerry Gray, number 1 draft for him this year, is a good young secondary man that'll be working in. 3rd down and 3. Large play in this game if you can do that with this kind of a contest. Dickey being rushed, but gets it off, and is it caught or is it dropped by Eddie West?
I think he caught it.
Looked like he might have trapped it under his body, but Ed West makes a very clutch catch.
Ed West is tied in here. Now he's coming off to the inside, left side of your screen. Now he just drops it to him right behind the official. There it is. Nolan Cromwell, number 21, comes up and makes a play. He definitely caught the ball, Tom.
Boy, and held on to it even when his elbow hit the natural turf. Good catch. Good call and a good throw under pressure by Dickey. 1st and 10. At the 49. Dickey loading and throwing for Epps. Wow, a lot of people passed in the night on that shot.
Oh,
and Dickey's down.
Doug Reed really got after him. Defensive left end for the Rams, 93. He really got after him. He had 7 sacks on the year.
Johnny Johnson and Gary Green both took a shot at getting the ball and almost got Epps, the little guy, caught in the pincer there. You're looking at a very good defensive ball club. And they're being tested. It's 2nd down and 10.
They actually have to play almost too much defense because the offense isn't doing it well.
Good point. Straight drop back. Dickey going across, trying for Epps, and this is knocked away by Gary Green. There's a flag down, and Green claimed he was interfered with.
He's saying he hit the ball. That was a late flag. You know, they didn't throw the flag initially, and then all of a sudden, here it came. He must have ruled that he came over the top.
There's a moment of truth for a defensive corner that he's got to play the ball, but Green is as good as we've seen all year at it. Let's see what happens.
Defensive pass interference, number 47.
Number 27 is called. He is not happy, and the crowd's not happy.
Focus your attention on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. You'll see number 27 right here. Focus your attention on him. You're going to see he's going to run a turn-in pattern in front of him. The wide receiver pushing down nicely. He's giving him plenty of room. He turns in. Now Gary closes. He's going after him right now. That's close. That's close.
He might have been coming over the top.
Might have been a little too soon.
He plays that way, and as we've said, quarterbacks don't have any time to reload. They've got to do what they have to do.
And I don't think you have much choice there, Tom. I think you have to make the play. You have to go ahead and take your chance.
6 penalties against the Rams, 2 for the Packers. The Packers are now in the 36, 1st and 10. Ellis straightened up at the 35 and a half, and Moggs.
Boy, I can't say enough good things about Eckern. Did you see him slide off into that play and just stuff that? Now, Carl Eckern is right here again. Now, watch him move inside out and stick it. Fine linebacking play. Now, look at him staying there. Good control. Feet apart. Boom. There he is right where he's supposed to be.
And I'll tell you, Eckern can't weigh over 218 pounds or so. He is, you know, he's not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll tell you that.
Friday, when we were here looking at films, he wanted to look at the films with me. He says, Coach, could you give me some tips? He said, I've been out of it too long.
You must have helped him. He's playing like gangbusters. 2nd down and 8. Dickey quickly out, beats the blitz, gets it to Ivory. Ivory slips, but gets the 1st down at the 25. Eckern making another stop.
Tom, you know what happened there? The linebackers were talking in regard to the formation and the coverage they were going to be involved in, and the Green Bay snapped the ball quickly.
Well, I think Bob Snelker has a good game plan.
Number 55, Eckern right here. He's talking to the linebackers right there, and the ball snapped a little quicker than he would like it to, and they're not quite ready. See, and he gets it out there, and he's a few steps behind. Boy, that's really tough coverage.
Stop talking and start walking, right?
You bet.
Forrest Gregg taking advantage of everything. Remember, last year they won 7 of the last 8, and they're coming off a 2-0 roll right now. They're hot. 1st and 10. Dickey dumping it, and it's spiked and knocked away. It was not a lateral. Mel Owens got a mid on it.
I saw Mel Owens last week play, I think, the best game I've ever seen him play since I've been doing TV broadcasts. He really played a super game. Here he is at the right side of your screen, number 58. I got that turned around. I had it turned around. Excuse me, fans. It was the left side of your screen. I see that from this angle, and it gets turned around coming from the end zone. Fouls me up from time to time.
You see it from the coach's viewpoint, which is the reason we enjoy it so much. Mel Owens, the young man from Michigan. He's the number 1, 2nd down and 10. Crowd beginning to really get into it. Dickey going for Epps at the 21-yard line. He is really covered by Eckern. 20-0, Kansas City, with Blackledge leading the way at quarterback. The Giants 13-3. Their young kicker Schubert has kicked 2 or 3. Dallas 21-10 in the third period. 21-14, Denver over the Raiders in the third period. Be a lot of orange people on that flight I'm taking back to the mountains. They keep saying, how about them Broncos?
You better buy an orange shirt.
Shotgun on third down and 6.
Coming after him.
The blitz is there, but it's handled. Touchdown, Lofton. There are no flags down. Has his own television show. That'll be a good replay for this week's show. 21-yard TD. The blitz came, and they cut him down.
You know what happened on the blitz? I think they ran into each other. I think the blitzer ran into one of his own defenders and knocked himself down. Let's see if we can see this. You'll see 54, Wilcher coming in. There's the safety, number 27. That was a corner coming in there, and he got knocked down. And here's one-on-one coverage on the rookie, Jerry Gray, the number 1 pick from the University of Texas. That is a mismatch. Nope. Not so much in ability, but in experience.
Anybody one-on-one with James Lofton is in over his head. Del Greco kicking. Gord holds it. It's a low kick, but it is good. That was sort of a skull 2-iron. But it went through. Guess who's leading? Packers 17, Rams 14.
If you just ask for a light beer,
Give me a light.
You never know what you'll get.
Thoughts? No, actually, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, ask for Bud Light.
Yours? No.
Because everything else
Give me a light. Showtime.
is just a light.
You finally get the answer, and now you can't wait to tell someone. Here at Hewlett-Packard, we never stop thinking about how our business computing equipment can be used to solve your company's problems. It's the Hewlett-Packard way of doing things. We're always asking, what if?
I've got it. They need easy access to their database, right? What if we use the Personal Productivity Center?
Tell Mommy I'm on my way.
General Motors is embarking on an odyssey down roads paved with technological wonders that might seem like science fiction. But at GM, they're becoming reality now. Laser body testing, sophisticated instrument displays, electronic navigation systems. The 21st century lies dead ahead, and today's GM is leading the way there. The GM Odyssey. Science, not fiction.
8:53 left in the third period. Look at this drive, a 91-yard drive. It took them 6 minutes and 7 seconds. 8 passes, 4 rushes, a big penalty in there on interference, and finally a 21-yard TD pass. Dickey to
Not many
James
people,
Lofton.
you know, Tom, not many people throw the touchdown pass any better than this guy. He's throwing 5.4% touchdown per attempt right now, way above league average.
Looks like he wants to play today, doesn't he? The ball is hit low and kicked off by Del Greco, skidding it in. Charlie White has it at the 15. He dropped it to 21. There's some good coverage by the Packers special teamers. Ken Stills down under that. Don't forget, next Sunday is doubleheader day on CBS. It all starts with Brennan, Irv, and Jimmy, the NFL Today people, and then Minnesota against the Eagles. Eagles are still alive, at least as of 3 quarters. The Rams against New Orleans, or Tampa Bay against Green Bay at 12:30 Eastern time, and then the 49ers against the Washington Redskins. Redskins are rejuvenated too. Young Slater's playing pretty good quarterback. You're looking at Dieter Brock, 34-year-old rookie for the Rams at quarterback. Off back to Dickerson. Plowing through people, gets to the 30.
Tom, real nice example of zone blocking with the offensive lineman here coming off at angles here to try to pick up these 2 people and lock them up. Watch them. You notice they don't come off straight ahead. See, Irv Pankey, 75. Now Kent Hill picks up the linebacker to the inside. There's the running lane. Nice job. David Hill's an 81 doing a nice job downfield there.
Dickerson is 17 carries for 75 yards. But the Rams trail. Dickerson makes a cut, gets to the 40-yard line. Number 29 suddenly looks like he means business.
That's another example of that blocking principle, Tom, of stretching the defense. And see, they got the defense cut off. Outside that stretch, they got the defense cut off, and he was able, when they reached out here like that and they got the defense cut off, they was able to make the cut back. Now see, they get him cut off, right? 79 cut off right there. There's the hole.
2,105 yards a year ago, but that's just good for your scrapbook. This is 1985. Misdirection handoff to Dickerson. He breaks outside. Look out. Finally stopped at the 49. Noble making another tackle. But Dickerson is beginning to move it.
Dennis Harrer, the big offensive right guard for the Rams right here, gets a pull and gets a knockdown block. You don't get many knockdown blocks in the National Football League. See number 60? Focus your attention on. Watch the linebacker, takes him on Douglas right there. And watch him. He just sticks and stays with the block, keeps his feet working, and down Douglas goes.
Second down and 1.
Look at the arms on him.
That's all right. Just short of midfield. Toss back to Redden. Redden over the 50 to the 46-yard line.
You know what happened at halftime?
What happened at halftime?
Robinson went in there and said, guys, let's get those people back in positions to block and do what we do best. We're not fancy football team. Let's get after their fannies. And that's what they're doing right now.
And on the other side, Forrest Gregg must have said, look, Robinson's team is out there. They haven't scored any touchdowns.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to stay in this game.
But you can just see it now. They're coming back to the things that, you know, they had been doing prior to this ball game, and they're not trying to finesse anybody.
Dickerson is back in there. Peter Brock now handing off to the man they call the running back. He gets it again. The toss. Good block. Runs into his own blocking. Still picks up almost 5 yards. Douglas and Humphrey. And a little bit of a scrap.
Little nice step around block between Jackie Slater and Dennis Harrer there, and he darn near got us cut off, but the linebacker did a nice job of holding his own on Harrer.
Were you surprised when the Packers came in with suits and ties and carrying briefcases? No, they looked like a bunch of guys going to a convention yesterday.
A lot of teams still require their players to travel in suits and ties, even though they're on chartered airplanes.
Do you think there's anything to that? Is there a discipline there that's sort of good for a team?
There is a discipline there, too. I always lean more toward just be comfortable when you travel on a charter flight.
Well, these days that can be sort of wild. Second down at 7. Second down at 7. Dieter Brock going. Oh, he has it. That's Ron Brown inside the 30 to the 25, and he almost fell down. And the defensive back did fall down, number 41, Tom Flynn.
Just a nice little hook pattern. Straight drop back pass, 5-step drop, plant, throw. He waits for the pass to develop, gets it there. The corner had fallen down. Tim Lewis, number 26. Footing maybe just a little slippery out there. Huh?
Well, I think it is. It has been raining really for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Not a lot, but enough to make it a little bit treacherous. An 18-yarder. And it's 1st and 10. Rams look like they're serious.
Audible time. Green Bay changed the front and audible.
First down pass play. He's got it. And pulled down inside the 20 is Ellard. Mossy Cade making the tackle. It's a good thing he made a sure tackle.
I think they'd had a running play called, and he got up there and he saw that 8-man front defense, and you'll see the corner in the middle of your screen, defensive corner backed off a long ways. So the quarterback, Brock, says, heck with it. I'm going to just throw a little hitch pass. See this? Boom, little about 5-yard hitch pass. Good job, Mr. Brock.
Boy, good tackle by Cade, too. That had TD written all over it. Our camera people are at their positions, lock and load, as they say in the TV business. It's raining, but we're showing you some kind of a crazy contest. Second down 2. Toss back to Dickerson. First down inside the 15. Fumble it. Let's see.
He got it back. You know,
Dickerson fumbled in that first quarter.
They're going after Mike Douglas over there just a little bit. You know, Mike Douglas, the right outside linebacker for Green Bay, Tom, he's only 215 pounds, and you start getting blocked by those great big tight ends, you know, that's sometimes a mismatch. Take a look at the lower left-hand side of your screen. You'll see 53 here. See him working there right in the middle of your screen. He got knocked back pretty good by that 260-pound tight end.
And I think Ezra Johnson's better against the pass than he is the run, too.
Yeah.
Dickerson is 101 yards. He's over 100. A century, they call it. First and 10. Misdirection. Dickerson, look out. Get the extra point, team. How'd you like to have looked across a high school track field and see him on the other track team?
That'd have been all right. Nobody gets hit on the track team, but how'd you like to look there and see him carrying the ball in high school?
10th touchdown rushing. A 14-yard burst, we'll call it. 115 yards. Eric looks like he's back. Lansford kicking. His naked foot on the wet grass.
Oh, what a well-explained.
He's from Washington, too. He's not even from Bavaria anywhere. It's good. Got a new ball game, don't we? Los Angeles 21, Green Bay 17.
When there's full-size work to do, nothing works like full-size Chevy trucks.
Well, I get up early, out to make a buck. Me and my hard-working Chevy truck. A cup of coffee, breakfast on the run. We got a job and we gotta get it done. I'm working every day with my Chevy truck. I'm working. Nothing works like a Chevy truck.
Trail boss on a cattle drive. You put in long days under the big sky, and when the work's over, you head for the mountains. Push. Head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Brewed the natural way, so it's always as smooth as its name. Push. Head for Bush beer. Head for the mountain.
Teleflora presents Thanksgiving.
I'm anxious to see what your Donald is like.
David, Daddy.
Nothing warms up a holiday dinner like Teleflora's Thanksgiving bouquet. A floral centerpiece in a beautiful stoneware gift.
Sit here, Donald. David, sir.
The Thanksgiving bird bouquet from Teleflora.
Why don't we get David some more turkey?
This Thanksgiving, call or visit your local florist.
Number 1, Georgia Tech takes on number 2, Michigan. The road starts here next Saturday on CBS Sports.
You're going to see a big tight end here blocking on a strong safety. A linebacker over-penetrate. The big guard pulled to trap him, didn't have to block him, took himself out of the play, and the tackle around, and he walks in the end zone for the touchdown. Look at that big block. Now, see, the linebacker got up the field too far, and there's the big hole.
And he reversed into it, just like you were teaching those young people at UCLA a few years ago.
Yeah, quite a few years ago.
Dickerson had 48 yards on 6 carries in that drive. And each team now has scored, and they've had one drive apiece. Ellison with his return. Over the 25 to the 26.
I think Dickerson is fired up a little bit, Tom. I think he's already over 100 yards, isn't he?
Don't forget, the Rams are only 2-2 in this NFC West, even though they lead the thing right now. San Francisco has won 3 and lost 1 because they've beaten San Francisco. And as you know, whether you win the division or that tiebreaker, you've got to beat those teams that are with you.
And head-to-head. That's the first tiebreaker. That's it.
And the 49ers, of course, will play the Rams later on up there in Connecticut Park. Len Dickey on 1st and 10. He's going to play action pass. He's got time. Now he's chased out. Oh, grounding. Might be illegal, intentional grounding. Doug Reed chased him, the quarterback, up in. Doss might have been the one that touched him, too.
I think that was intentional grounding. He got away with it. They called him down.
Anything to avoid loss of yardage. You can see the rain coming down there. It's back to a pretty steady drizzle. Third down now, or make that second down, and 14. Third sack. They did register a sack on that. I sure didn't see any sack. Neither did I. The third one, anyway, officially for the Rams. Second down, 14. Dickey going for the out move. Did Epps catch it or trap it? You need a baseball ref for this one.
No, I think they ruled that he caught the ball, but that was a long throw, an out pattern from the opposite hash mark to the wide receiver in the slot.
Cromwell was there along with Green. They thought it bounced in. Did the ball come up green?
Look at this. It's a long throw all the way over there for about a 12-yard gain. Look at that thing, Tom. Here it is now. The receiver's going back for the ball. It looks like he caught the ball. Gary Green's going to get up there and argue, though.
Third down, and call it 2. Dickey, the lone back, is Ellis, and he gets the handoff and does not get the first down. Barely got to the 35. Good defense.
Good job.
Wiltshire first. It looked like Dickey had to reach sort of to get that handoff.
Yeah.
Forrest is wondering.
Zero in the defensive line charge of the Los Angeles Rams to the top right side of your screen. They're getting penetration, getting after it. There's the handoff. Wiltshire turns it right back inside. There are the defenders rallying. Again, there goes number 55, Carl Eckern, putting the finishing touches on it.
Obviously, Forrest Gregg does not appreciate that good defense, but the fans certainly did, and nobody has left. Those that came in their slickers and their foul weather gear are still here. That's Bracken kicking.
Nice punt, Tom.
Ellard and Johnson. That's Ellard at the 13-yard line. Henry Ellard's going to get to the corner. Look out. Stopped at the 40-yard line, finally. As Henry Ellard almost did it. Jesse Clark made the tackle. A 27-yard return. Rams 21, Packers 17. Wow.
An idea can happen anytime. And when you work for Hewlett-Packard, you don't just sell business computing systems, you solve problems. So when you have an idea, you do something about it. We never stop asking, what if?
You know that electronic mail project for the bank? What if we used HP Message in a custom
Its time has come at last. A 4x4 that blazes a new trail for all-terrain vehicles. Its full-time four-wheel drive will climb mountains, ford rivers, and conquer the densest forest. But the most amazing thing of all, it's not a truck. It's the new Four-Trax 4x4, and it will take you almost anywhere. Four-Trax 4x4, only from Honda.
To photograph the Earth's resources from the air, they say you need a camera that can see through clouds.
Bad chance.
Can't be done.
But Goodyear said,
let's try a new way.
And developed a special kind of radar.
Goodyear? Yeah, the Aerospace Group.
Radar that not only sees through clouds, but gives you pictures as sharp as some cameras. Good thing we didn't listen to what they say. Goodyear.
Friday, Virginia tries to block Maryland's bid for an undisputed ACC title. Saturday, Notre Dame takes on fourth-ranked Miami on CBS Sports.
How important our special teams play. Look at the return yardage for the Rams.
That's almost a full game offense at 236 yards. You know, kickoff return yardage is up 7% all through the National Football League coming into this week.
Well, after the Rams today, Forrest will say it's probably going to be up 10 or 12%. They have run 2 back for touchdowns, and that was Ron Brown, you were looking at. Ellard has been running back some punts well, too. Dave Hill, the tight end, is the fullback. Now, I don't have to tell you who that is. Out over the 45. And it sounds like you're standing next to a very, very expensive sports car, and the engine has been fired up.
Look at the big offensive lineman to the right center of your screen coming off the ball nicely. They're in a little odd change-up defense there. Fullback is actually being played by a tight end. He got upfield a little bit too far, turned it back inside.
Second down and 5. Dickerson at 120 yards. The main thing is the Rams have the lead by 4 points. Misdirection handoff to number 29. His own man gets in his way. The tackle trying to block for it. Tom Flynn got under it all.
John Anderson, the left outside linebacker for Green Bay, really played that counter play nicely. He got in there and got penetration and just chopped everything down. Did a nice job, and he's been their most valuable player as a defensive player over the last couple of years.
Perhaps one more play in the third period. Very good long drives by each team. The Packers went 91 to get theirs, but it's a third down and 5, and they may not get this off before they change fields. That's the end of the third quarter. The score, Los Angeles Rams 21, the Green Bay Packers 17.
This holiday season, share the magic of Andre, America's best-loved champagne.
There's something special on the horizon. American Airlines Ultimate Super Savers. Incredible low fares to over 90 cities throughout the continental U.S. and Canada. Discounts up to 70%. Fares from $44 to $151. Call American Airlines for an Ultimate Super Saver before another day passes you by.
Confidence for people who know where they're going. Drive today, Chevy. I know where I'm going. Live today, Chevy. Cavalier.
How important is it to stop the run, Dick?
I'll tell you, you're not a playoff caliber team unless you can stop the run. As you look here, these are all division leaders or tied for the divisions.
Look at that.
And here's how they rank in the league in stopping and defensing the run. You got to stop the run first.
The Rams have held Green Bay to 70 yards rushing. Meanwhile, Los Angeles has 136 yards rushing. Rushing the football not only turns it over, but it also eats the clock up at the same time. Huh?
You bet it does.
You're looking at Dieter Brock, quarterback from the Canadian League, where for 11 years he was Mr. Canadian football. Sidearms, it gets it to Ron Brown, who's followed at the 45. He drops that arm down. He's sort of like a Western gunslinger.
They were just running all the way across the field with 29 in the middle of your screen there. He's right in the slot. Now he's going to come right down underneath the defender. See him get right underneath the nearest man-to-man coverage. You shouldn't let him underneath. Now it's a foot race across the field as Ron Brown is running with
Gary Hayes.
Gary Hayes it is, yeah, number 27.
Well, Brown just has, like we said, world-class speed. You can't let him even get open.
No.
First and 10. Brock is 13 of 15 now. This toss is back to Dickerson. Bouncing off people, head-to-head inside the 40. But Mossy Cade came up, and they locked horns and big Green Bay helmets.
You know, the Rams' best quarter of football has been the fourth quarter. They've scored more points in this quarter and given up fewer, so they're plus 28 points in the fourth quarter. Watch the block by the wingback on the left side of your screen right here, and he stays with it. Just stick and stay. Stay with it. Keep working your feet. Stay after him. Look at him stay. Nice job by the wingback, number 80.
That whole bunch came out. They were moving out like the chorus line, right? In sync, second down and 3. Rams are driving. They lead by 4. Slant pattern. Browns had a touchdown. Forget this one. You get the quick slant to Ron Brown, you might as well go right home.
Tim Lewis, the corner, fell down, Tom. There was no defense out there. He just fell down. You're going to see the linebackers dog, and they get after him pretty good. At the top right-hand corner of your screen is the defensive back. Now the ball is thrown right there. The quarterback gets knocked down. The corner fell down. No contest. There's 3 touchdowns on the day for Mr. Ron Brown.
And a 39-yard touchdown, very quickly done. We saw him do it against Atlanta a week ago. He gets to your secondary, you got to throw a net out. Lansford kicking, and as you can see, dead solid perfect. We'll be back with more from Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
The new First Financial Savings has grown, but we haven't lost sight of our roots. They're still firmly planted in each community we serve, so the unique needs of each area remain at the heart of every lending, saving, and checking service we offer you. In fact, the only big difference is our added financial strength, giving us greater resources to do even more for you. The new First Financial Savings. We're not just growing bigger, we're growing better.
Introducing the perfect snowblower for the average homeowner. The 5-horsepower John Deere. Narrow enough for tight spaces, yet clears a 2-foot path. It handles like a smaller machine, but throws snow as well as a big one. And since it is a John Deere, it won't let you down when the snow won't let up. The 5-horse John Deere.
Morning, Bob. Morning, Dave.
Now there's no reason the average homeowner has to settle for the average snowblower.
Today, getting a better fit means getting rid of fat. Things are trimmer, slimmer, tapered, tiny, compact, lean, light, less filling, and briefer. To get a newspaper with less fat and more facts, call 224-2222 for home delivery of the Milwaukee Sentinel. News that fits today's needs.
Benson ponders a burning issue Monday at 10:30.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Budweiser. Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. And by Honda, who invite you to see the new Accord hatchbacks and 4-door sedans at your local Honda dealer.
Here at Disneyland, it's Ron Brown Day here at Disneyland. 5 catches for 87 yards and a touchdown. 2 kickoff returns for 2 touchdowns. Wow, what a day. This is that reverse handoff to number 24, going back the other way. That's Cade. Tackle at the 11-yard line. The flags are down. A reverse handoff. Mossy Cade ended up with it, and the Rams ended up with Mossy Cade.
Real nice play by backup linebacker 59, Mark Giroux from the University of Washington. Made a nice play.
You ever seen a better day by a receiver than that? 184 yards on kickoff returns.
87 yards receiving. You know, this guy is the kind of guy, what your offensive thinking has got to be is, I've got to get the ball in his hands about 10 times a ball game. Some way. You got to get the ball in his hands. He catches a touchdown pass 1 out of every 6 catches.
Illegal use of the hands. Number 89 on the return.
Number 89, illegal use of the hands on that return. That's John Dorsey, I believe, that was trying to help him there. College football, don't forget the Virginia Cavaliers on Friday against the Maryland Terrapins, 2:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. Or Notre Dame's Fighting Irish against the Miami Hurricanes. Big Thanksgiving weekend. Handoff, and Eddie Lee Ivory comes through a gaping hole to the 19-yard line.
Big I formation draw play. It broke cleanly.
Make that the 14-yard line. The Raiders, 28-21 now, as Mark Wilson has scored a touchdown, sneaking it over. Kansas City shutting out Indianapolis. 2nd down and 2 here at Anaheim. Reverse handoff to Eddie Lee Ivory. To the 25.
Hankey's down, Tom.
Might have been holding that produced that big hole. Flags are down.
You know, the Rams can't afford to relax here because the Green Bay, they have the weapons to put points on the board quickly and be right back in the middle of this ball game.
Pat Haggerty, who had an extremely busy day.
The Rams just substituted all...
Offense, number 65, 2nd down.
The Rams just substituted all 3 defensive linemen out there. I think they got the message, huh?
That's right. Hallstrom was guilty of holding. And as any of you that watch pro football know, that's usually every play, but sometimes they call it 2nd down and 9. Dickey with pro setbacks behind him. Great drop. Dickey from the end zone. Complete. Hoffman at the 20-yard line. It's going to be enough for a first.
That was a very unsophisticated pattern. He just came out of his stance from the tight end position. Here's the tight end as he comes off the formation right there. Now just follow him. Here he comes, and he's going to sprint right in. He just keeps right on sprinting. He just keeps right on running. The corner right there, Leroy Irvin backs up, and he throws a shot right where it had to be thrown.
It looked like a Lombardi-type pro set offense with Horning and Taylor and probably Bart Starr at QB.
I don't remember those guys.
Unfortunately, I do. Dickey sacked at the 10-yard line. Mel Owens was first.
That's Mel Owens' ninth sack of the year. That's a lot of sacks for a linebacker.
And the fourth for Los Angeles today.
The linebackers coming into this game had 19 sacks amongst them, leading the defensive line in number of sacks.
Looking down the road for these Rams that we said have been having their troubles. After Green Bay, they have New Orleans down there. Stay away from Bourbon Street. San Francisco up there. That's going to be difficult. St. Louis, and finally, the Los Angeles Raiders. Not an easy way to finish in a tough division. Dickey on 2nd down and 19. Complete, but it's going to be short of the first down as Epps makes a bent leg slide like a baseball player.
That guy is something. Here he is at 5'9", 155, and you know most of the time you stretch those measurements on the little guys. I was talking to him in the locker room there yesterday, and he just doesn't look like he ought to be in the National Football League catching passes and doing a great job, but he does. He does a super job.
Sometimes those guys, they get little weights in their pockets when they get on the scales, you know.
It just shows if you have athletic ability and you're put in the right position, you can make a contribution.
He doesn't even take divots when he runs. He's so quick. Straight ahead, no. 3rd down and a foot.
Oh.
Ivory may have lost some.
Again, you know who the key to that play was right there defensively? Carl Eckern. I don't know how many times we've mentioned his name today. He really made a nice play. I think it's him right here. Just follow him. Here he is. Look at him attack. Little cross-blocking up there, and he said, to heck with it. I don't want to let you get away with that stuff. I'm taking the play on.
Forrest Gregg dejected at seeing this great play by number 55. You can appreciate it later, but not right now. The Pack are desperate. They came in 5 wins and 6 losses. Bracken is back to punt. 10:04, a lot of time, as Dick Vermeil said, for a team with their firepower to come back. Look out for the return. Returnable by Henry Ellard at the 30. A block. Got a hole. Look out. Flags are down, but Henry Ellard is still running and pulled out at the 31. Bracken made the tackle, but the flag is dropped on the 42-yard line of Green Bay. Of Los Angeles, pardon me. 39-yard return.
Who's the penalty on? Let's see. Probably pushing from back.
Illegal block on the return, number 90.
Oh, Mr. Brady, Ed Brady. There's Ed. I didn't do that. See, he's telling us guys, I didn't do that. They must have called that on somebody else.
Get the car running. I never touched it.
Yeah, wasn't me. Weren't me, was it?
But it's so difficult to get the guy in the right position.
It is.
Illegal block on the return. First down.
Here's Ellard taking the return. I think it's on 83. I'm not right here. Watch him push him right there from behind. They didn't give that number, did they?
Maybe we had more than one flag on the field. We'll be right back.
Using an Apple II is very easy. The only hard part is getting your kid away from it. You see, Apples are the leading computers in schools, so even though you bought it to help you work at home, your kid will want to use it for his own homework. Of course, if all else fails, there's one last thing you can try. Get him an Apple of his own.
This bud's for all that you do.
They said this city was through. You said, no way.
Each day the spirit's growing. Your pride is really showing. You make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you. Beechwood Age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This bud's for you.
His team was the last team to beat the Chicago Bears. Last year, the Packers beat the Bears, and really the game at Lambeau Field this year, a couple of weeks ago, they could have won that game.
Yeah, it was close. You know, it was the 15th game of the season last year that they beat them, too.
You're looking at Peter Brock, the Rams quarterback, 9:38 on the clock. And the Packers need 2 touchdowns, 14 points. Eric Dickerson breaks out, stumbling to the 47.
They're letting him get that cutback now. They're getting the defense stretched, Tom, and then getting it cut off and allowing that lane to open as he widens that defense and stretches him, and he's finding that cutback lane.
In less than 3 seasons, this man has scored 44 touchdowns.
That's not too bad, is it? That's why he can afford to drive that beautiful car that he drives.
With 2105 on the license plate, like it could be anybody else's.
You know, and I think he needed this kind of day to get his motor running again, too, you know?
And, of course, the clock will run as the Rams continue to run. 1st and 10. Misdirection handoff. Dickerson falls to the 49, maybe a pickup of 1 or 2. Mark Murphy was right there. Now, if you're thinking Green Bay, would you think about get a turnover and try to get back in with your defense?
Yeah, you bet. I'll tell you, the Green Bay defense right then. Linebacker Gary Prather, number 51, came down underneath those guys and chopped the lineman down, and Eric didn't have any place to go.
Dickerson fumbled in the first quarter, but suddenly, Forrest Gregg has seen the Ram offense come alive. 2nd down and 8. Big side handoff. Barry Redden breaks tackles. Upended at the Green Bay 40.
Tackle trap, Tom. The old trap play. Coming from the right of your screen, you're going to see the big tackle pull and make the trap block. See him pull? That's a 275 count. Boom, he gets a nice little hole right in there. Good running by Barry Redden, a very fine running back.
11-yard trap play. Football the way those Packers used to play it all the time.
What's that thing hanging over his belt there?
That's the Dunlop's disease. He ate so much that Dunlop's over, right? Here's the screen, dropped. A forward pass, it'll be a forward. Ron Brown had it for a moment. We talked about it a little earlier, Dick, but the stretch run for these teams, the Rams have New Orleans down there, San Francisco to the north, St. Louis still dangerous, and of course the Raiders. If the Raiders don't have anything sewed up by then, that could be a war.
No, and I'll tell you something, I wouldn't be surprised to see the San Francisco 49ers just, you know, take that schedule we just saw on the screen and clean it up.
Yeah,
because
they're
really
win them
starting
all.
to come on. They're coming on.
And they know they have to win one at a time, but all of them. Out of the eye. Here's the quick draw to Eric Dickerson. Inside the 30. He shifts and glides as well as anybody I've ever seen. Randy Scott hanging on.
Super job of blocking by the fullback as he comes through here and lead blocks on the linebacker. See draw blocking turn out. See Barry Redden, number 30, gets on by Brian Noble, number 91. Does a nice job. Brian keeps fighting, though. Eric runs out of those arm tackles.
1st and 10. Dickerson and company have chewed up 2.5 minutes in this drive, and he has 155 yards on 28 carries. He is lathered up, and he's getting it again. Ooh, good defensive play and a loss. Back to the 34-yard line. Noble and Murphy combined on that one. Noble's a pretty aggressive linebacker.
Yes, he is. They're very pleased with him. 5th-round draft choice out of Arizona State. The Packer staff are really pleased with this guy. They just felt that their linebackers had to get bigger and stronger, and so they drafted guys with size, and he does have the size, and he's a weight trainer, and he's really got the biceps and shoulders and good leg strength.
The last 2 years' drafts have got 15 players that are on this Packer team, so that's a pretty good couple of years drafted. 2nd down, 14, loss of 4. Barry Redden. Ooh, line of scrimmage. You could hear the contact all the way up here, and we're high at Anaheim.
Played really nice linebacker play that time, Tom.
Randy Scott.
Randy Scott. Did he get after him? He came into the ballgame with 62 tackles. Here he is, number 55. Follow this linebacker as he makes a nice play. It's his turn. Look at him attack. Inside out. Boom.
Ooh.
Nice job. Nice job.
A typical Alabama linebacker, huh?
You bet.
The Bear'd be proud of him on that one, I know. 3rd down and 14. Lone back is Eric Dickerson. Vito Bach has gone all the way. He's got time. And he's got a completion to Hunter at the 27. Oh, he stands in the pocket. This man is a gamer.
They throw so many passes with guys running all the way across the field. It's hard for that guy to catch the ball and get upfield for the first down. You know, how many times today have we already seen him not make the first down? Here it is on the replay now. Now watch the man, 87 to the left corner of your screen. Now he breaks away and starts across. 87, Mr. Hunter. He's going down the left side of your screen. He's out of the picture. Here he comes back in it again. No first down. Got to get that ball downfield more if you're going to make those first downs.
A 28-17 lead, 11 points, so Lansford will try to add 3 more and make it 14. It's a 44-yard attempt. Steve Dill's the holder.
2 for 3 so far this year from this distance.
It's a good hold. Let's see. Good. A 44-yarder. That could be a nail. Rams 31, Packers 17. 4.5 minutes left.
The Honda Prelude SI. We haven't put all the fun at your fingertips. There's a little something for your right foot.
Some have it, some don't. Afrin doesn't have it. Dristan doesn't have it. Only Sinex has it for stuffy noses.
Ooh.
That quick feeling of relief from instantly penetrating Vicks vapors, plus a powerful decongestant that opens nasal passages so you breathe freely.
Ah, complete relief.
For hours and hours, Sinex has it for instant and complete relief in regular and 12-hour extra strength.
From Vicks, of course.
AT&T is in a little business.
Well, the market is really moving.
We're helping the New England Shrimp Company.
Oh, we can lock you in at that price.
Use AT&T Watts and 800 service to turn the little shrimp
30,000 pounds a month for the next 6 months.
into big business. We can help your business in ways you never thought of.
Now you're booked.
AT&T long distance services. Talk with us. AT&T, the right choice.
The NFL today goes home with Brent, Irv, and Jimmy. Thanksgiving Day on CBS Sports.
Don't forget, Thanksgiving begins at 3:30 Eastern Time when the family that's been together for 10 years on the NFL Today takes a special journey home for Thanksgiving. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern Time. See Jimmy the Greek and Irv Cross and Brent Musburger as they carve up the birds. Here's the kickoff. Squibb. Stanley. Ooh. Hit inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line by a covey of Rams. Thanksgiving Day starts with the NFL Today, and then the St. Louis Cardinals against the Dallas Cowboys. They've had some of the best shootouts in the past.
You know, it's a great advantage to play that Thanksgiving Day game at home.
And that's where Dallas plays it usually. They get not only an E for effort, but they are still alive. They are beating the Eagles today. We don't have a final score on that yet. 4:26 left here. Dickey's got to get them going. He's going for Epps. Epps holds it for a moment. Let's see, and it comes out. No good. Great coverage by Gary Green.
They got a beef going on down here.
A lot of beef is down there. The best way to break up a fight in pro football is to let him go for a while.
58, Mark Cannon was involved. It happened as I was watching the play go downfield, and all of a sudden I look up there and there's a dog pile down there.
I'd be willing to bet you $50 the defensive back started it, but probably not this time.
Here's the end of the real play down here. This ball actually was in the receiver's hands. He reaches out there nicely. He gets it there, and it's bouncing away, and it looked like he was going to make the catch, and the defender came over the top, Gary Green, and knocked it away. Good job, Gary.
I'm so glad they're interpreting the rules and allowing the people to play that ball, though. That was a great duel between superior cornerbacks and superior receivers
and superior speed.
Second down and 10. Dickey is 18 of 32. 19 of 33. Hoffman lunging out over the 30. 13 tackles for Carl Ecker, and the flag is down. It's going to be against Green Bay. Temporary call is for holding, I suppose. Rams came out really and took the game away by getting their offense going in the second half.
They have. They've really become physical in this second half, and they've controlled the time, White. I don't know how much more time they've had the ball than Green Bay, but they've had it a lot more.
Number 58, offense, still second down.
Mark Cannon detected for holding.
I think he grabbed the nose tackle right here. Look in the middle of your screen, right in front of the quarterback, is your offensive center, of course. Now, Mark Cannon, 58, he's working on him. He falls, trips, falls, and pulls him over the top. Pretty good technique for an electrical engineer, you know.
He knew how to grab him. Second down and 20. Dickey back. He's got time. Steps up and hits Kaufman. Oh. He can't hang on to the ball. Let's see if they call it a completion. Kaufman is down. Now he's up. Jim Collins dropped into that drop zone, and
boy, did he give him a shot. Jimmy Collins hit him right up underneath the chin. Look at this guy. He doesn't look ferocious, but boy, he hits him. Here is the ball coming right down the middle. Now watch the receiver, concentration on the ball. Kaufman's got the ball. He's getting it locked up, and boom, he gets it. And you don't really get the impact by seeing that slow motion replay as we felt. I felt it all the way up here.
And we've seen two pass defensive type plays against good throws that resulted in incomplete. It is a matter of inches. Third down and 20. 3:50 left on the clock. Dickey's being taken. Does he get out of the end zone, or is he in the grass? Yes.
He got out. That good heads-up play.
He got out to the 2-yard line with a little leapfrog leap. Jeter and Doug Reed were after number 12.
They failed to pick up the stunt, and Forrest is not very happy about it. Gary Jeter came from the left side of your screen here. You're going to see the defender come out. Now the Gary Green's going to come up underneath. There he is, coming after him. Dickey sees him. He spins. He's going to get back to that goal line. Attaboy. Attaboy, Lynn.
The 5th sack of the afternoon for the Rams, and they came in about the 6th best in football, didn't they?
Yes, they did. They came in there number 6 in the league with 40 sacks.
Bracken with the back line of the end zone. By his left foot, gets it out. It's a low kick. Ellard at the 35. Gets away and is smothered at the 23-yard line, but not before a good return. Noble got him, but he ran it back 13 yards.
He can sure make you miss, can't he? The guy had him dead to rights right there, Tom, and he just took his leg away from the guy.
I remember a year ago when Johnny Robinson said he had to get speed to go to the corners with, and Ellard and Ron Brown are certainly that. Also Bobby Duckworth.
They can all go deep.
The acquisition of Tony Hunter and the #1 draft of a fellow named Dickerson. The first player picked when Dickerson was drafted was John Elway. And the second player was number 29.
Well, that's a pretty good group right there.
John Robinson said it makes a pretty good coach out of it. Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Rams. The toss back to Barry Redden. Redden gets 2 good blocks and stumbles inside the 15. Let's go to Brent Musburger in New York. Brent?
Rookie a blow today to the New England Patriots. Steve Grogan knocked out. Ben Rudolph of the Jets accidentally rolled up on his left leg, and he has damage to his knee ligaments. He'll miss at least a month. Tony Eason stepped in, and the Jets beat the Patriots with a field goal in overtime. That could cost the Patriots a spot in the playoffs. Let's go back to Brookie.
referees are awful in this contact game, but they're really tough when you're sort of heading down the stretch.
Right, Coach? And you got a chance to win it. Easton has played well in the past.
Second down and 3. Rock hands off to Dickerson. Beats 1, beats 2. Gets the first down to the 10-yard line. He is not only fast, he is strong
and elusive. You know, he made that play on his own innate ability. You can call it game plan, you can call it strategy. Nothing like ability.
To the north of here in the fourth quarter, it's Denver 28, the Raiders 28.
Here's Dickerson. Now follow him. They get the ball right there. He gets it. That's Douglas. Yes, misses him right there. Now they overrun him right there. He's back. Brian Noble comes in on him, turns him back in, and draws the crowd. But he makes the first down.
A timeout is called, but there's 2:01 on the clock. I think it was called by Charles Martin, number 94. 31-17, Los Angeles.
This fight's for all that you do. You keep America going. You keep the juices flowing. You are the muscle, the hope and the hustle. You keep the country growing, and you make America work. And this fight's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
This fight's for you.
The front of the car is lower, but the engine is bigger. The height is reduced, but there is more headroom. The suspension is inspired by race cars, but the ride is smooth and comfortable. A new Accord from Honda. The future is full of contradictions.
Here at Hewlett-Packard, we believe that the best way to solve your business computing problem is to make it our problem. Because we know that whatever system we design for your company, we're going to live with it too. We never stop asking, what if?
Wait a minute. They have this incredible backlog data request.
You're right. What if we used the 3000
The second year of a 5-year contract for Forrest Gregg at Green Bay, the community-owned football franchise, the only one. You need 5 years for your program, Dick?
Oh, well, I think you deserve 5 years.
5 years, yeah.
Sometimes you get it done sooner and get going like, some teams have done in the past. But 5 years, you get a chance to watch your drafts as you draft them in your first and second years mature and make the kind of contribution that has to be made to go ahead and win with as you add younger players.
And Robinson, of course, inherited a pretty good football team and added to it quickly with Dickerson, and they've been in the playoffs for 2 years, the first 2 of his 3-year job here with the Rams. First and 10. Rams are going to wrap it up. They lead 31-17. Dickerson being swarmed under back at the 50, and the flags come a little bit late.
Boy, that was nice defensive line play by Alfonso Carricker, number 76, the left end. He came inside out on that play with vengeance.
Packers, they took apart Detroit 43-10. They beat the Giants this year. They could have beaten Chicago. Young team, but they can play very good football, I think.
Well, I did 3 of their games in the last 8 games last year, Tom, and they won all 3 and played good football doing it.
Pat Haggerty discussing situations with Randy Scott, the linebacker making the calls for Green Bay.
Holding. Offense declined. Number 44. 2-minute warning.
Declination on a good defensive play. Let's go through some scores. Chicago shutting out Atlanta 36-0. 19-16, Tampa Bay upsetting Detroit, who still has some ideas if they could only play at home. Miami 23, Buffalo 14, a final score. New England losing quarterback Grogan and the game 16-13 in overtime. The Jets are a good-looking defensive club. Minnesota losing to New Orleans 30-23, final score. Vikings have come upon some tough times. They've lost 4 of their last 5. And 37-35, Houston beating San Diego. 24-6, Cleveland over Cincinnati.
I keep expecting that Cincinnati to jump up and go, and they just haven't gotten their motor from it.
And Washington goes 6-6 for the year, beating Pittsburgh, a good defensive club, 30-23. Meanwhile, as we said just a moment ago, Denver and the Raiders are locked up 28-all, and that could tie up. Of course, if the Raiders will win, that would tie up the AFC West. Kansas City 20-7 over Indianapolis in the fourth period. They've got a lot of problems down there on and off the football field. And the Giants 34, St. Louis 3. The Giants, of course, will go to 8-4. The Cowboys 27-10 over Philadelphia in a real showdown, and the Cowboys will become 8-4 if they hold on to win that game. Here it's 31-17, and the opening kickoff was run back by Ron Brown for the Rams, 98 yards for the Rams' first score. And he ran one back later for 86 yards. This is Peter Brock going for a Henry Ellard in the end zone, closely covered and out of bounds, and it was knocked away anyway by Cade.
Mossy Cade, you know, Tom, is playing with for the injured Mark Lee, the starting left corner, who's one of the better corners in the league. Mark Lee has a pulled hamstring. He pulled it in the game that we did 2 weeks ago.
Cade, of course, an All-American from the University of Texas. What kind of a grade would you give the quarterback, Peter Brock, today?
Well, I think he's done a good job. I haven't looked at his stats and everything. You can't say you won because of him, but you won along with him. You know what I mean?
Just keep hitting off to Dickerson on the good day, and that's a pretty good offensive plan. Here's the handoff to number 33, Charlie White. Former SC Trojan gets
safety blitz. He came flying up inside. This guy really comes to play. He really plays with great intensity, great pride. He was banged up for a little while there, but he's been playing good, healthy football.
I'll ask you where West Liberty College is in just a moment. It's 31-17.
At 110 miles per hour, engineers find the new Honda Accord LXI hatchback to be quiet and comfortable. At half that speed, you could find it to be twice as quiet and comfortable.
Who has taken the intimidation out of VCR programming?
Give me that.
RCA, with the first remote programmable VCR.
Bird brain.
You record exactly what you want, when you want, by remote control for easy mistake-proof programming. So simple.
I can do it myself.
From RCA.
We're in this ice house where you can see breath to demonstrate the power of Dristan nasal spray. This man's nose is clogged. Hardly any breath shows. Now Dristan long-lasting.
Amazing. I'm breathing.
Just one spray treatment has the staying power to clear congestion as long as 6 4-hour cold capsules. That's 12-hour relief. And 12 hours later?
I'm still breathing.
Dristan long-lasting with the staying power of 6 4-hour cold capsules.
The last time the Green Bay Packers won on the West Coast against the Rams was 1966, and he was the starting offensive right tackle on Lombardi's great team. That time, Johnny Robinson was, where was he, an assistant coach somewhere around here?
The University of Oregon. At the University of Oregon.
Real good guy. He takes the bad with the good, and the players look for him to be the captain on the bridge. He doesn't panic when they get whipped either.
No, he doesn't.
Lansford tried a 36-yard field goal. We kid Lansford a lot when we talked to him on Friday about how he's a kicker trying to look like he's normal.
He's 8 for 9 from this distance.
That's abnormal. Steve Dills is the holder. Let's see what happened here. Flags are down.
Look at the size of that offensive lineup there. Oh, I know, they're big. We've said that all year in watching these guys play. You know, I sat in the training room the other day and I talked to Lansford. He was soaking his foot in the hot tub. And I said,
Coachman 94, defense.
I said, you know, Mike, most of the kickers that I was around, I recommended they soak their heads.
Get them in the mood room, right? Martin just encroached a little bit even before the snap, trying to block it. Lansford, of course, has made a 40 and a 40 and missed a 31-yarder. No good. It's hooked. Put a little lotion on the instep.
No, I tell you, he had a sore foot. He was soaking his foot for a reason. You know, it was sore. He'd sprained it out in practice.
Those kickers do have a way. We want to thank executive producer Terry O'Neill on this prelude to Thanksgiving for sending us out here to Anaheim. We love it. Charles H. Milton III, our producer Michael Burks, puts us in whatever kind of frame of mind we get into for these games. Johnny McDonough picks up the pictures. Our Fellini in the booth. Robert Rowe, our associate director, and Karen Miller in graphics. Lisa Elias, our getaway driver that gets us to the airport. Lynn Dickey back out of shotgun. Still firing away. Ellis tries to get out of bounds and stop the clock with a little over a minute and a half. For you people that have been watching the New York Giants get on the St. Louis Cardinals for a 34-3 win, we welcome you. This is Tom Brookshire with Dick Vermeil at Anaheim Stadium. Our game opened with Ron Brown of the Rams running back the opening kickoff, 98 yards for a touchdown. He ran back another one in the second quarter for 86 yards. And then the Ram offense got onto the Packers in the second half, and now it's pretty much out of reach. Dickey's pass intercepted by number 22, Vince Mason. Still on his feet, spins to the 19-yard line. This is that opening kickoff that shocked Dick Vermeil and I. We had barely gotten into our harness to do the game.
Ronnie Brown took this thing, got some nice blocks up in front of him, but there was a nice hole that just opened right there. Look, see that hole? James McDonald, number 83, got a clean-up block right there, and it was a foot race, Tom. And that was the kicker making the last attempt, Mr. Greco. World-class runner puts it down the end zone, and he comes back later on in the ball game, like you said, in the second quarter, and does it all over again.
He told us one time, I said, what's the fastest you ever ran the 60? And he said, 6.07.
I can't even relate to that.
Can you imagine that?
No, I can't.
And he's a football player. Don't forget tonight on CBS, 60 Minutes, everybody's favorite show, follows football, except on the West Coast. CBS always is so strong on Sunday night. Charles White and Mike Gooman in there now as Dickerson has done his job. Dickerson with 150 yards on 31 carries. For those of you that have been wondering where the Eric Dickerson was this year for the Rams, Dieter Brock handing off to Dickerson and completed enough passes. And really, it was the special teams play.
Right now, the 2 touchdowns and extra points off those 2 touchdowns in the kickoff return are the difference in the ball game. 17-31, Tom, right there. And you know something? Green Bay's kickoff coverage was number 1 in the NFL last year, and I think it's number 7 or 8 in the NFL this year. Not after today.
Again, the awesome impact of an Eric Dickerson that is humming against Atlanta. He didn't get a chance to really get the ball. He only had 16 carries for, I think, 40-some-odd yards. And don't forget the post-game show with all those scores. It's a real good wrap-up job from the NFL Today group back there, and things are beginning to take some shape. It looks like the Central Division of the NFC, where these Packers live, will probably not have a wild card team this year, as Detroit now goes to an even 6-6 for the year. The Vikings are down to a 5-7, and that's probably what the Packers will be in a few moments.
Yeah, that's right. It's close.
But out here, San Francisco still sits up there, the defending champions, and they plan on winning all the rest of their games, including the one tomorrow night.
Well, you know, we've only seen the 49ers once, and that was against this group when they were 7-0 and gave them their first loss, and they looked like the Super Bowl champion that day.
Second down and 9. And Craig Gleber, my facts and figures man, notifies me up here. White knocked out of bounds, I'm told by Billy Friel, my spotter. Let's go back now to Brent Musburger in New York City. Brent, it's been wild out here.
All right, and Brookie, it's getting a little wild down in Texas, too. About 4 minutes to go. The Eagles nailed this touchdown. Jaworski just drills the ball into Quick. They tried an onside kick. It was unsuccessful. They came close. 10-point difference, 4 minutes to go. Back to Brookie.
Well, the Eagles came back, so Jaworski, bandaged up and all, still did play. And that sounds like that Dallas offensive team's come.
That division, a wild card team could come out of that division yet with the Redskins and, even the Eagles.
They flapped their wings enough. 31-17 here with 1:07 left, 3rd down and 8. A handoff to Charles White. When Dickerson did not show up and wanted to get his contractual problems ironed out, Charles White had 133 yards, I think, against the Eagles in a very tough game. And Robinson has got the depth this year to wait.
You know, I felt in visiting with these guys in preparation for this game, John Robinson and everybody, they were all a little uptight. They were concerned about the skids and the movement they were making downward, and you can see in their football team today a little more emotion, a little more intensity, a little better concentration, and therefore a little better end result.
How many wins to get all the way? They're going to have their 9th now today. What do you need, 11 or 12? Win as many as you can, huh?
Well, yeah, you better just keep winning with the 49ers in the same division.
32-yard field goal is dead solid perfect. And a smile finally from Lansford. And a 34-17 margin. Still substituting, still walking among the troops. Forrest Gregg. Boy, what a football town Green Bay is. We used to go in there to play them when I was with the Eagles, and the fans would stand out in the street by the old Northland Hotel and beat on things and yell your name out. You were afraid they were going to come in and get you, vigilante style, you know.
I went in there to coach one time, and I walked out the tunnel real early, okay? And I walked out with Chuck Bednarik. And so help me God, a bunch of fans came over to the site and leaned over and were yelling at him. They remembered when he was playing there. You know, those people do not forget that vintage of football.
And Nitschke's somewhere out there on a farm right outside. All those people come back. Fuzzy Thurston has a little saloon down there that the guys are crowded around today. Earlier in the year, they lost Wilner Burke, who had run their band operation and all, that band in Green Bay since 1938. He passed away, and as only that town would do, they sort of commemorated the entire season to this great halftime director and all they had up there. That's the way football was meant to be played. At least that's what Bert Bell and Rooney and George Hallis and those people thought, right?
That's right.
Stanley is back, number 87. And Mossy Cade. Lansford, very busy now for a kicker. Gets it to the 32. And number 59 is a runaway bull. That's Johnny Anderson. Good run back.
Outside linebacker. He's excited. He got to carry the ball.
Remember Thanksgiving Day? We'll all be sitting around, and I hope we do think about giving some thanks. We're pretty fortunate in this country, aren't we? The NFL today starts it all off, and then the Cardinals take on the Dallas Cowboys. That's live, 3:30 Eastern time. Here on CBS. Funny day for Southern California. Sort of cold and eerie a little bit with the lights on. Dickey coming through to Lofton. Lofton gets about a 10-yard reception. He still hasn't broken that record and moved past Max McGee.
No, he has not. I think he was really shooting initially for Boyd Dowler's record, then on the Max McGee, didn't he?
Robinson's Rams have 9 wins and 3 losses. It's 34-17. Once again.